The colorized clouds, the greens, the yellows, those indicate the colder cloud tops, the rising air motions, and that's quite often where the weather is.
That's exactly right. And those clouds are not only tall, but they're moving really fast. If you look at these jet stream winds here, over 100 miles per hour at the jet stream, coming in at an angle like that from the west that we've seen, gosh, so rarely in the last year. Most of the time we've seen the storms go way up here and then come down here. Not so now. We're entering a new pattern, at least for a couple of weeks, I think, where the west is going to be wet.
Wet. Okay, so let's get the timing and where this moisture is coming from.
Yeah, now these systems are going to be powerful because there's strong jet stream activity out there. And one of the interesting characteristics about these sequences of storms that we're going to be seeing is they're going to be pulling moisture out of the tropics. And you can see that on this profile here, sort of a global picture of atmospheric water content in the atmosphere.
So here we are. This is the west coast of the U.S.
Right in there, exactly right. And this is the tropics right out here, where it's typically very moist. We all think of the tropics as being a humid place. But these storms that are going to be rolling into the west are going to be pulling some of that moisture from the tropics into the U.S. That's what we're going to be seeing. So they're going to have, in addition to very strong dynamics with them, like they're big, strong systems, they're going to have a little bit of extra tropical juice with them than they might otherwise.
So the closer these storms are to the tropics, I guess the more juice they can get infused.
Right. And this next one is going to be pulling some juice, some pineapple juice, from Hawaii, which is why this particular stream, this atmospheric river of high water content, is called the Pineapple Express, because it's going to be bringing in some relatively humid air from the Hawaiian area of the Pacific.
Hence the flood watches.
Yes.
And also the high wind watches.
Very stormy times are coming for California and Oregon and Washington as well. And we have to watch out for this line of thunderstorms that tomorrow is going to be moving through, because with that real strong system moving in, we may have some pretty big wind gusts, Dave, with a line of thunderstorms moving across California.
Similar to what we see in the plains or the southeast.
Yeah, and there, we have some damaging wind gusts that are a possibility with these. And then, of course, as it moves a little bit farther inland, we have the high snow threat, or the snow threat for the higher elevations, I should say, and we could get a lot of snow in addition to a lot of rain.
And snow, not just for skiers, but snow is potential water.
Right.
And next summer, when there's no rain, when the Pineapple Pipeline is gone, the snow is melting and adding water to the aquifers.
That's a really good point. And we hope that this rain falls in a way that is able to go into the reservoirs rather than go right into the storm drains.
Right.
Which is going to be a real trick, because in order to ideally sort of absorb the rain that's coming from the clouds, you need it to come down a little bit more slowly. This one could come a lot all at once, but still, they'll take what they can get.
Right. Here in the Northeast, the storm has pretty much verified so far, huh?
I think so. I think it's behaved like we thought it would, and now we're starting to see a big changeover. I think Albany probably will go over to all snow pretty soon. Interior sections of New England will get clobbered with this, but the coastal sections, the wind is just out of the wrong direction, Dave. It's coming out of the east. That's going to keep it all rain on the coast until it's essentially over, though there may be a little bit of a changeover.
That sounds like your child, your inner child speaking, Darn it, we missed the snow this time.
I know. I grew up in the east. I grew up in New Jersey, and we used to get these winds off the water. I was like, oh no, snow, we're not going to get any.
Gotcha. Thanks, Greg. Appreciate it. Hey, that's it from the lab. Back to Alex.
Thanks, guys. One of the biggest questions we get asked here at the Weather Channel is, who gets a white Christmas? And this year, we want your opinion. Go to weather.com/white Christmas and vote in our online poll. Who do you think it's going to be? Chicago, Buffalo, Philly, Omaha, or Little Rock? Will they get a white Christmas? We'll go and vote. In the meantime, Mark Elliott and Nick Walker are up next with more Weather Center Live.
Currently in our area, 64 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, mostly clear, low 49. Winds northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Wednesday, a mainly sunny sky. High 67. Winds northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Wednesday night, clear skies. Low 46. Winds northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
It started with heavy rain and flooding across New York and New Jersey, but that's just the beginning of Winter Storm Damon, which is slamming millions across the Northeast. Thanks for joining us on Weather Center Live. I'm Nick Walker.
And I'm Mark Elliott. And right now the snow is beginning to fall, and there will be more by the time many of you wake up. We're going to get to that in a moment, but we want to get you caught up on the storm so far and the building risk to travel right now. In fact, this storm has turned deadly. Several crashes happening on icy roads in the Northeast. A woman died in this crash involving 5 tractor trailers and 2 cars. This is in Sullivan County, New York, where freezing rain started falling at around 3 a.m. And those icy conditions made it difficult for first responders trying to assist at the scene. But ice isn't the only thing messing up travel. Nick has the latest on where that rain is moving right now.
It has just been pouring here, and the wind, boy, anywhere between, say, 20, 30, 40 mile per hour wind gusts here in portions of New England and much of the Northeast. And rain continuing to be heavy now, moving northward up into Maine. Boston, you've been in that heavy rain for the last 6 or 7 hours. Now we're beginning to see that rain turn over to snow. You see the bright spots on the radar. That is the snow that has been melting on the way down, but now that snow beginning to hit the ground around the Albany area, and we'll continue to see more snowfall there. Boston, you're beginning to come out of the heaviest rain. Not quite just yet, but over the next few hours, I think we're going to see that rain finally taper off just a little bit there. But it's still going to be with us as we head through the evening hours and even into the early morning before we completely see it turned off. I say completely because we still have more to go even into tomorrow around the Boston area. We might get a few hours of rain-free. But the winds, not too bad here around New York, Montauk, Nantucket, 30 mile per hour wind gusts, Boston at 32, but that's an area that has seen 40 mile per hour wind gusts earlier. There's the rain-snow line. Snow to the west, rain toward the east tapering off, but not completely going away, and a little bit more coming back into the picture here as we head through the day tomorrow. Let's talk more about the wintry side and where this snow is going to be with us for a while. Let's go into the lab now with Dr. Greg Posto.
Nick, thank you very much. That's right. You guys well outlined where it's raining right now, but you know it, in interior sections of New England, it's snowing and there are some huge flakes coming down. That's a sign that the radar is picking up very large snowflakes. That dark blue area right in here across parts of central New York, the Hudson River Valley, Mohawk Valley, we're seeing some snow now take over. Where earlier today in Albany it was raining, now it's rain mixed with snow. It's going to be going over to snow, I think, pretty soon. Saranac Lake got some light snow, but the ski resorts, yes, are going to work out really well here. Montpelier snow, Springfield, Vermont snow, Plattsburgh snow. So this whole area is going to be picking up quite a few inches overnight tonight. Here's a picture from about an hour and a half ago in Montpelier, Vermont, where it was light snowing. The sun, or the light, was still available. And now it's dark and it is beginning to snow even a little bit harder there. Here's how much snow we think we're going to get through Thursday, right? It's through Thursday. That means this is a long duration event of 8 to 12 across much of the region up in here. So the ski resorts are going to be real happy with that. And you know what? Even in the non-ski resorts area closer to the coast, lower elevations, you too, I think, will see some snow. Thanks to the clues given by this water vapor imagery right out in here, guys. There's some swirliness going on, some counterclockwise action going on in those cloud motions. Well, guess what? That's where the cold air aloft is right now. And that's going to be working its way eastward and northeastward, and it's going to help change the rain back over to snow tonight and tomorrow, even in the locations that have seen all rain today. Let's animate that out. This blue line right here is the 32-degree line aloft. It's the sort of the transition between the warm air aloft and the cold air aloft. Where it's warm aloft, it's raining. Where it's cold aloft, it's snowing. Watch how it all kind of moves toward the east. The cold air aloft kind of comes in from that direction, and we start to see some snow work its way even into New York later tomorrow. Probably Philadelphia, see maybe a snow shower or two, maybe even Boston as well. So all the way to the coast through Thursday, maybe even Thursday night, you see some snow showers, even though it may not accumulate. At least it'll be kind of festive, Christmas-like, right? Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Doc. Absolutely. And you know what? Let's get an update now on how conditions are right now in New England. Our Reagan Medji has been out in the rain all day in Gloucester, Massachusetts. Reagan, it's not just the wind, it is the rain, it is the wind now as well.
Yeah, so we're in Gloucester, Massachusetts, outside the Cape Ann Motor Inn. We're about 29 miles north of Boston. And I have my anemometer here, and I'm testing out the winds. I have to be careful because the water's going to my face, but we're looking at 21 miles an hour winds right now, 21-mile-an-hour gusts. You know, they're tracking at some points today at 60 miles an hour. And this is a wind advisory we're under right now until 10 o'clock. But at 8 o'clock is going to be the strongest winds that will be coming through the Massachusetts coast and, of course, the Rhode Island coast, Provincetown and the tip of Cape Cod, in addition to just Gloucester and the surrounding cities. I mean, look at this. This is amazing. This is what we say when we say it's amazing out there. And check out all of this. This is all the foam that's coming up from the ocean. This is incredible. And I said this is going to be happening until 10 o'clock tonight. And then after that, it should be dying down. But there is just a lot of wind that I'm basically at this point losing my breath. Now, this intensity of the wind is likely going to cause some power outages, tree limbs falling on power lines, in addition to, you know, the big box trucks that would be going down the highway. You know, this is the kind of wind that could possibly tip over those box trucks or cause an issue if they're just driving over, you know, bridges or even through the town. So this is pretty intense. And if I get my anemometer again and I just go up, we're looking at 20-mile-an-hour gusts right now. At one point, it was 37-mile-an-hour gusts out here, but it is really relentless out here on the shoreline. Whoa!
Have you seen any erosion out there? I know you're getting blown around a bit.
Yeah, I mean, you see some, but you can't really, at this point, the visibility beyond where I'm standing. I mean, if I can even look, you see there is a jetty out further, and there is a couple houses, and then of course on that end too, if you see the lines of just the lights. But it looks like, you know, the power is on still here, but you know, this could change throughout the course of the evening.
All right, Reagan, thanks so much. Try to stay dry and warm out there. Tough task today. Of course, we want to see your video showing the ways Winter Storm Damon is affecting you. Text the word Damon to the number 99000. You'll get instructions on how to send us those videos.
All right, listen up. Out on that field today, you will be ready for anything. And I want you to always remember, this is the greatest team you will ever be part of.
There's important work to be done. And only some able to do it. Can you make the cut?
From I wonder what it is to you'll never guess. Everything from LL Bean is backed by the same rock-solid guarantee. So while they keep guessing, you know that we'll take it back or replace it. LL Bean, guaranteed to please.
Apples are good, as Strongbow Hard Cider better. But Strongbow over ice is the best. Enjoying Strongbow over ice with your slow-motion horse? The bestest. Strongbow, world's #1 hard cider.
We are but a small part in something far greater, essential to this mission, essential to humanity.
Ascension is the lifeboat for humanity.
Ascension, a 3-night event, premieres this Monday at 9 on Sci-Fi.
Currently in our area, 64 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, mostly clear, low 49. Winds northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Wednesday, a mainly sunny sky, high 67. Winds northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Wednesday night, clear skies, low 46. Winds northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Weather Channel unearths the investigations, the mysteries.
Nobody was flying the plane.
Why planes crash. Mondays at 9, here on the Weather Channel.
There is no car in this accident. Because there was no accident. Volvo's most advanced accident avoidance systems ever. The future of safety from the company that has always brought you the future of safety. Give the gift of Volvo this season, and we'll give you your first month's payment on us.
Ring, ring. Progresso. I can't believe I'm eating bacon-enriched creamy cheese before my sister's wedding.
Well, it's only 100 calories, so you'll be ready for that dress.
Uh-huh.
You don't love the dress?
I love my sister.
40 flavors, 100 calories or less.
Check.
Energizer protects your devices from damaging leaks. Guaranteed.
All right, welcome back to Weather Center Live. And we've been spending a lot of time on the northeast coast in that storm, but there's a storm heading towards the west coast as well. You're looking live at Seattle, low slate gray sky and some rain off in the distance that you can kind of see the striations in that top right corner of your screen. This is just the beginning. We've got a powerhouse of a west coast storm coming into play that will last really through the rest of this week. So let's get into some of the details now on this major storm and its impacts for the west coast. So we're switching coasts on you because there's storms on both corners. Here's the radar for Seattle. You notice that there's just some kind of sprinkles hit or miss around the area. Granted, there's elevation involved here, so we don't have a completely clear radar picture to show you exactly where it's raining. But the zoomed out view gives you that feel as we've got this flow coming in from the Pacific and all this moisture moving on through. And this is just the beginning. We're talking about an atmospheric river of moisture that's going to be coming into play here over the next couple of days. Along with the rain will come the wind. And when you have saturated grounds and a lot of wind on top of that, tree and power line problems becomes one of the main impacts. Because of that, we've got high wind watches up for the California coast, but the Washington and Oregon coastlines and really all the way around the San Francisco Bay, Sacramento, those are high wind warnings. We're ready for this wind. The National Weather Service office is saying this wind is coming, and it's starting now. The rain will be a big story too. Look at this flood watch area. Almost all of northern and central California. We wish we were just kind of nickel and diming this rain on in, but it's going to be intense at times, giving you the chance for flash flooding. And here's why we say it's a pineapple express or a atmospheric river. There are routes all the way back down to the Hawaiian Islands for this tropical moisture, which will go all the way down the California coastline. And the rainfall totals here, they will be impressive. We're looking at rain tomorrow from Oregon into Northern California. Thursday continues down the coast. San Francisco, that'll be your worst day. We're talking several inches of rain here, Nick. 3 to 5 inches can't be ruled out. And even the LA area could see 1 to 2. Over to you.
All right, thanks, Mark. And, you know, we're covering every angle of this West Coast storm. We want to get some expert insight now from the National Weather Service. So joining me on the phone is Logan Johnson with the National Weather Service office in San Francisco. Logan, we want to thank you for being with us. Tell us a little bit about the historic nature of this storm and some of the biggest impacts that we might expect.
Well, this is expected to be a significant storm, to say the least. It's been several years since we've seen anything this strong, and, you know, we've been in a drought here for the past few years. We desperately need the rain, but unfortunately we don't like to see it all coming at once, but that's the way things go here in California. So we are looking at a storm the likes of which we've not seen probably since about January of 2008.
Some pretty strong wording, not only here, but also in those advisories coming out of your office. The Bay Area could see rain like they haven't seen since the late 90s. What's your advice for people on what they should be doing to prepare?
Well, those of us who live in flood-prone areas should definitely be aware of the forecast and be alert to the possibility that we are going to see things changing pretty quickly here as we get later into the week. We're expecting very heavy rainfall rates. This is an atmospheric river-type storm, so the rain's going to come down hard, and it's going to come down intensely. That's going to be problems for people who live along small creeks and streams, and it's also going to be problems for a lot of urban flooding concerns here in the Bay Area.
So we're in a drought. We've got flooding on the way here. Let's talk a little bit more about that drought. Are we actually going to see any good impacts, or all is this just going to run off?
Well, I think when we talk about drought, the important thing to remember is that any rain is a good thing, and we're very happy to see any rain. We are looking at a historical drought in itself. It's been years since we've had significant rain, so we're down over 20 inches over the past few years. So this will make a nice dent in that drought. It won't completely erase those deficits, so we'll take it. Hopefully, we'll be able to catch a lot of this in our reservoirs, and that will help us to fighting some of our long-term deficits.
All right, keeping our fingers crossed about that. Thanks so much, Logan. Appreciate you taking the time out to talk with us. Our coverage of this West Coast storm continues from the ground in San Francisco. Meteorologist Chris Warren begins live coverage from the Bay Area at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning right here on the Weather Channel. In the meantime,
and Nick, both coasts will see impacts from massive storms in the coming days, and a big part of the story will be the travel delays. Whether you'll be traveling by car or catching a flight, your plans may have to change. We'll take a look at who's delayed right now and where the problems could be in the coming days. That travel headache coming up right after your local on the 8s.
You used to sleep like a champ. Then boom, what happened? Stress. Fun? Bad habits? Kids? Now what? Let's build a new, smarter bed using the dual air chambers to sense your movement, heartbeat, breathing. Introducing the Sleep Number bed with Sleep IQ technology. It tracks your sleep and tells you how to adjust for a good, better, and an awesome night. The difference? Try adjusting up or down. You'll know because Sleep IQ tells you. Give the gift of amazing sleep. Only at a Sleep Number store. Find our Best Buy rated C2 Queen mattress with Sleep IQ. No better sleep with Sleep Number.
Nourished. Rescued. Protected. Given new hope. During the Subaru Share the Love event, Subaru owners feel it too. Because when you take home a new Subaru, we donate $250 to helping those in need. We'll have given $50 million over 7 years. Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
You've honored me with your trust. Now, I honor you with my faith. If you follow me, you will be free. Do not be afraid. God is with us.
Exodus, Gods and Kings. Rated PG-13.
Apples are good. As Strongbow hard cider, better. But Strongbow over ice is the best. Enjoying Strongbow over ice with your slow-motion horse? The bestest. Strongbow, world's #1 hard cider.
Walmart's got the hottest toys and electronics for Christmas, like this one.
Leap TV by Leapfrog, the educational active video game system made just for kids.
Would a fist bump be appropriate here?
I do believe it would be. Bam!
Walmart, more ways to Christmas joy.
Sunday.
Buried treasure, here we come.
There's new miners on the mountain.
We're about to be digging on top of the world.
But will their big gamble?
They call it Dead Man's Curve.
My heart is...
I'm Randy White, Hall of Fame football player, and I'm a PC user. And PC-Matic is all you'll ever need. In today's internet-connected world, you need the best defense from online threats. PC-Matic smashed the record books for virus detection in the latest Virus Bulletin RAP test. PC-Matic security is the best and all you'll ever need. PC-Matic optimizes your computer's performance and extends its useful life. PC-Matic scheduled maintenance is all you'll ever need. PC-Matic costs $150 for 5 computers for the rest of your life. All updates included and no annual renewals for one low price. You'll never need to purchase another security or PC maintenance product ever. PC-Matic is made and supported right here in the USA. Take it from me, Randy White, a PC user. PC-Matic is all you'll ever need.
Refund the shipping and even pay the return postage. Try NoNo risk-free today.
The Weather Channel unearths the investigations, the mysteries.
Nobody was flying the plane.
Why planes crash. Mondays at 9, here on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 61 degrees under fair skies. Tonight, mostly clear, low 49. Winds northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Wednesday, a mainly sunny sky, high 67. Winds northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Wednesday night, clear skies, low 46. Winds northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Why do we deserve a white Christmas, Tristan?
Ever snows on Christmas Day, and so we could see the reindeer tracks in snow.
That was Tristan, and he certainly wants snow for the holidays. It's true, you can't see reindeer tracks in the snow if there's no snow, Nick.
Of course not, yeah.
You need that, and many others out there do too. So that is one of the biggest questions that we are asked here around the Weather Channel this time of year. Are we getting a white Christmas? Is it happening this year?
Now, this year, you and your family can get in on the fun. Go to weather.com/whitechristmas and vote in our online poll. Will Chicago, Buffalo, Philadelphia, Omaha, or Little Rock take the snowflake crown this year?
And of course, we want to hear from you as well. Send us your video, just like Tristan did, telling us why you deserve a white Christmas this year. Shoot the video in your backyard, somewhere amazing in your hometown. You can use one of America's beautiful natural destinations, anywhere that you want us to see your appeal for a white Christmas. And then you can text those and share them to us by texting the words "My White Christmas" to 99,000, and you'll be directed on how to upload the video right there. It's quick, it's easy, it's just another way for us to be together in weather, and you can share them on social media as well using the hashtag #MyWhiteChristmas. One place that will certainly see white before Christmas is Buffalo, New York, and my goodness, Buffalo, after just a few weeks removed from that substantial snowfall, and we've got a little bit of snow out there right now, it appears. You see those streaks in the sky? We've got some snowflakes falling down, the car's moving underneath. Let's go through some of the details here and the timing of Buffalo with Nick.
I think it's going to be easier to see the snowflakes here over the next several hours eventually as it really gets going here. Probably tomorrow, though, is the snow day. Here's where we're going to find it. By 10 a.m., it really will be coming down. We'll see those temperatures staying below freezing. And throughout the afternoon hours, we'll anticipate seeing more snow showers as well. And I just want to kind of outline the timing on the radar here. I want to show you what we can anticipate here. And we're talking about the possibility of maybe a little light rain mixed with snow here early on. But then, as we get through your Tuesday and on into Wednesday, we're going to see more of these snow showers. So a little pre-Christmas snow. It won't be nearly what you saw earlier, all right, the snow that's already gone, but here it comes again, and throughout the day on Wednesday we'll continue to see that snow falling, probably totaling up to as much as 8 inches here around the Buffalo area. Now northward we're going to see more, 8 to 12 inches over a widespread area here of northwest New York. Buffalo a little bit less, but nevertheless this pre-Christmas snow adds up. Mark?
And Nick, a lot of people asking about the other side of the state as well. New York City, you have been seeing impacts already. In fact, you can look at the radar loop here and notice that the rain is kind of exiting the area, and that's good news for LaGuardia. Right now, airport delays for LaGuardia still close to 2 hours, so people are hanging from the rafters in LaGuardia right now. Where do we go from here? Well, the cold air starts to move in, but as it does, a lot of the precipitation starts to move out. So we're calling for kind of hit or miss showers that will end as hit or miss snow showers right about at the commute time for tomorrow. We're looking at tomorrow into tomorrow night, and it's just a couple of showers and a cold kind of damp feel at that. Temps only in the mid-30s. But look what happens at 5 p.m., Nick. You start to mix in a little bit of snow flurry activity, and you know it just takes a little bit of snow to really mess up the commute. Over to you.
Boy, it has certainly done that today, Mark, and we've had several airports around the Northeast that have just been dealing with all kinds of cancellations and delays. Over 200 cancellations at the Newark airport today, and almost that much even around the Dallas area. So we've got some problems. We've got LaGuardia, we've got Kennedy, we've got Newark, we've got Philadelphia, Boston, all in the red zone here with the delays still lingering. They're beginning to get a little bit better, down from those 3- and 4-hour delays we saw earlier in the day, but still some problems. Boston, about an hour delay right now. Newark, still over 2 hours, 2 hours, 21-minute delays. delays, and JFK, LaGuardia, and Philadelphia all with over an hour and a half delays. So, still going to have to use a lot of patience as we continue to see the windy conditions, the low ceilings, and the rain still pouring around this area. There still could be delays as we head into this evening. Let's hope we can get some more flights out tomorrow, Mark.
Thanks, Nick. Of course, and from those flight delays to the incredible task of having to shovel snow. And it's not always just about shoveling a couple of inches off your sidewalk. We're talking about heart attack snow and having to put your all into digging out. We're talking about the dangers of shoveling snow up next in tonight's Brainstorm as our coverage of Winter Storm Damon continues. That's right after your local on the 8s.
Looks like it's drizzling sauce. Introducing boneless chicken wings.
Because footlongs are the limousines of hot dogs. We're celebrating footlongs limo style.
That's right.
Man.
That's cool. I understand that they're really awesome and worth celebrating, but I wish we were in a limo. We're just sitting in the back of my car with a limo driver in the front.
Oh, he's not a limo driver.
Who is he?
I don't know. I thought you knew him.
No, I don't know him.
Cool. Mystery.
Pair a new cheesy bacon footlong or any of our 5 flavors with tots for $3.99. And treat yourself to a new waffle cone sundae. This is how you Sonic.
Head to the Sonic nearest you.
I am never getting married. Never. Guaranteed.
You picked a beautiful ring.
Thank you. We're never having kids.
A little bit here.
We are never moving to the suburbs. We are never getting one of those. We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, State Farm is there.
Zantac heartburn alert! Stop! Nexium can take 24 hours to work. Zantac's different. Zantac rushes relief in as little as 30 minutes. For relief without the wait, try Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
What's that? Oh, wow.
Hello, humans. Focus on me.
Focus on the guard. Don't tell anyone what you've seen in here.
Have you seen what's in there? They have
Intel. This is where it all changes.
What's the key to great first impressions? Confidence. And the perfect suit. This week at Men's Warehouse, get select suits for $199.99. Plus, buy one, get one free on almost everything else in the store. Confidence suits you. Only at Men's Warehouse.
It's the time of year for making lists and checking them twice. This year, we've been at the top of more award lists than any other car company. During the Chevy year-end event, we hope to be put on yours.
Now, during the Chevy year-end event, get the best offer of the year on this 2015 Chevy Malibu.
Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
This winter, you've got to watch the Weather Channel mornings.
It's going to have wide-ranging impacts.
Winter storms are too important to cover in just a few minutes.
It's going to be brutal for a lot of people.
Because it's not just about your forecast.
That's why those temperatures stay cold.
Look at this!
Listen to that!
See this winter like never before. Amazing starts here. The Weather Channel mornings.
Currently in our area, 61 degrees under fair skies. Tonight, mostly clear, low 49. Winds northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Wednesday, a mainly sunny sky. High 67. Winds northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Wednesday night, clear skies. Low 46. Winds northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Ride on the most treacherous highway in the world to experience the high risk of heavy rescue. Highway Through Hell, Sundays at 10 on the Weather Channel.
New video showing the effects of the latest winter storm. Check out the flooded streets and high waves churned up from Winter Storm Damon. This is New Jersey. But listen up if you live anywhere north, because you will see heavy rain, dangerous winds, and a lot of us are going to see a lot of snow. Winter Storm Damon affecting millions tonight, and it's only going to get worse. Welcome back to the Weather Channel, live here at Weather Center Live. I'm Nick Walker.
And I'm Mark Elliott, and we are talking about the ingredients that are working together to make a winter storm. It's Winter Storm Damon, a very powerful punch. Rain, wind, snow, this one's got it all.
Let's talk a bit about the rain and just how much we've seen. Boston, you've been among those places that have really seen tremendous rainfall. You went to bed and it was snowing, and then you got up and it was raining, and it's been raining all day long today. So we're continuing to see, let's talk about over here, all right? The northeast rain and windy scenario continuing here around the northeast. Some of this has been heavy around Boston. The last 6 hours, they've been reporting steady, heavy rain. Now it's just moderate rain, still coming down and will for some time to come, but a lot of heavy stuff coming up into the coastal areas of Maine. And as you can see, some of that rain around Albany has now turned over to snow, so we're going to see more of that back toward the west, and still rain coming in tomorrow too in another batch. There's that batch moving up into coastal Maine right now, heavy as it is. Notice Boston lightening up a little bit from the heavy stuff that you saw earlier. Still under flood watches in Portland and westward. Boston, you're out of it now, as we do expect to see the possibility of any flash flooding or any river flooding going down now that the rain is tapering off. But it's only going to return. Maybe not in as much earnest as what we saw earlier, but we will find more as we come into the picture tomorrow. Just off and on showers. The heaviest up into Maine, 3 to 5 inches there. But we want to talk more about the wintry side of this, and for that, we go to Dr. Greg Postell in the lab. Greg?
Nick, thank you very much. You know, I'm watching the signs on the radar for this transformation from rain to snow across interior New England and New York State, and it's beginning to happen. We're seeing some cold air aloft move in, and I'll explain in just a second, but look at some of these numbers out there. For example, Albany 34 and a mixture of rain and snow. Saranac Lake snow. They've been all snow the whole time, but the rain snow line is right about here, and I have a sense that we're going to start to see overnight tonight some of these light areas of rain turn over to areas of snow showers. And even places that have been basically rain the whole time, you'll probably get to see some snowflakes out of this. So the good news there if you're a snow lover. But let's have a look at what's going on in Vermont. This is great news for the ski resorts. My goodness, Montpelier, light snow, 31, Plattsburgh, light snow. And there's some interesting observations up here. Mount Washington, gusts to 66 miles an hour, zero visibility in snow. Speaking of the mountains in Vermont, Killington, Vermont. How about that? The ski resorts. Can you see that? It is snowing like crazy there. It is coming down really hard. There's some big flakes and it's accumulating fast. That is great for the ski resorts, and there are going to be other ski resorts like that in Vermont, New Hampshire, New York State. They're going to get a lot of much needed snow just in time for the holidays. I think it's great news there. So let's now have a look, sort of back out a little bit from this and show you how much we think we're going to get between now and when it's all over, probably late Thursday. Pick your spot on the map. Got quite a bit more snow to come in interior New York State and New England, as much as 12 to 18, but notice the coast. We're not going to expect any accumulations except maybe some snowflakes or snow showers tomorrow. And the reason why we're going to start to see pretty much everybody go over to snow at least a little bit is because of this little swirly right in here. You know, this is the core of some pretty cold air aloft, right? And that's going to be moving that way. And when that cold air aloft comes in, that should be enough to turn the atmosphere all the way over to snow. And I can show you how that happens. This is the freezing line aloft, right now. So where it's above freezing aloft, we're seeing rain, and where it's below freezing aloft, we're seeing snow. Now watch how that freezing line aloft begins to move out of the picture in that kind of a way. And behind it, some cold air works its way in from the west and from the southwest, and we start to see snow move in. Now again, I know on the coast you probably won't see much, if any, accumulation, but at least some snow showers are probably going to come your way Thursday as the cold air aloft comes in, even though the storm is pretty much heading out of their way. Mark, back to you.
Thanks, Doc. And we know that millions of you are in this storm, so we want to see your video showing the ways Winter Storm Damon and this nor'easter are affecting you. Text the word Damon to the number 99,000. You'll get simple instructions on sending any video you take of this storm to us. And remember, message and data rates may apply. Of course, we want to get you out into this nor'easter while you stay dry watching us here on the Weather Channel. That's how we do that. Reagan Medji is out there for us in Gloucester, Massachusetts. Reagan, nature's microdermabrasion continuing there. Wind and rain and sand blowing in your face. Tell us a little bit about what you're experiencing right now.
I'm experiencing some clean pores. That's what I'm experiencing. I mean, at the 6 o'clock hour, I was getting smashed in the face with, salt water. But right now, it seems like the rain has kind of died down. But the winds, there's a wind advisory. I have my anemometer. We're testing out the wind speeds right now. The wind advisory is until 10 o'clock tonight. But 8 o'clock is when it's really going to get strong. Right now, we're looking at 15, 14, miles an hour. But the gusts, we got like 30 miles an hour. Now, these winds pose a problem here in Gloucester, Massachusetts. The wind advisories for here, this is part of the Massachusetts coast and also Rhode Island coast. Again, the strongest of the wind is going to happen at 8 o'clock tonight. And you can see that there's some kind of sea foam, literally, right back here. And it's just getting tossed by all of the wind. So you can see literally what it's looking like. We're going to show you some video earlier today from Marblehead, Massachusetts, where you saw there was somebody from the YouTube grabbed some video and said, hey, this is what it looks like. I'm kind of losing my pack right now. So the wind advisories, we looked at the power outages. Yeah, there are power outages, not too many according, with all the crazy gusts of wind, but the greatest gust of wind that we found was 60 miles an hour. So Keith, it's still blowing pretty hard out here, and my microdermabrasion is going very well. Thank you.
All right, thanks so much. And we've said Damon may dump as much as 2 feet of snow in parts of the Northeast. And what makes this particular event dangerous is the weight of the snow.
In mechanical terms, shoveling snow is a lever system. There's a fulcrum, the shoveler, and at the other end of the lever, there's a load, the snow. This configuration means we're at a mechanical disadvantage. For example, at a shovel length distance, 16 pounds of force are needed to lift just 6 pounds of snow. This is why shoveling snow can demand a huge effort. Clearing just a foot of light snow from a typical 1,000 square foot residential driveway would require the lifting of 3.3 tons of snow. That's the same as lifting 2 15-pound dumbbells for 22 minutes straight. And with the density of packed snow as high as 30 pounds per cubic foot, that's like you're lifting crushed asphalt. Each scoop of a shovel can be met with as much as 250 pounds of resistance. Overcoming this force can require a massive energy expenditure. As a result, an average male weighing about 175 pounds can burn more than 500 calories per hour, or the same as running 5 miles an hour for about 45 minutes. But there are certainly ways to ease this strain. Instead of reaching, you can move closer to the snow you're shoveling. This basically reduces the length of that lever, and the force needed to lift the snow can actually be cut in half. It also helps to keep your torso upright. Now this moves the stress that's put on your lower back to the legs. And that's key because your thigh muscles essentially act like jacks and can lift up to twice your own body weight. Now you've been brainstormed. Sam Champion, The Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 60 degrees under fair skies. Tonight, mostly clear, low 49. Winds northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Wednesday, a mainly sunny sky. High 67. Winds northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Wednesday night, clear skies, low 46. Winds northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Toenail fungus? Don't hide it, fight it with new FDA-approved Jublia. Jublia, efinaconazole 10% topical solution, is a prescription medicine proven to treat fungal infections of the toenails. Use Jublia as instructed by your doctor. Most common side effects include ingrown toenail, application site redness, itching, swelling, burning or stinging, blisters, and pain. Fight it! Ask your doctor now if new Jublia is right for you.
If it's in your nature to love the great outdoors, don't miss your chance to find the perfect gift at the Cabela's Christmas sale. Save on your favorite brands, plus get there early for our Saturday 8 a.m. doorbusters. Shop the Cabela's Christmas sale in-store and online at Cabela's.com.
Apples are good. As Strongbow hard cider, better. But Strongbow over ice is the best. Enjoying Strongbow over ice with your slow-motion horse, the bestest. Strongbow, world's #1 hard cider.
Ah, the bold new Camry. You can get a great deal during Toyotathon. I love the new look. And it's a blast to drive.
Oh, so you've driven it?
Yeah, taking it for a spin.
Toyotathon is on. Get low 1.9% APR financing for 60 months on the bold new 2015 Camry. Offer ends January 5th. Plus, every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, Toyota's no-cost maintenance plan.
I know a great place for a drive.
Toyota, let's go places.
Apples are good. As Strongbow hard cider, better. But Strongbow over ice is the best. Enjoying Strongbow over ice with your slow-motion horse, the bestest. Strongbow, world's #1 hard cider.
Ever since Daryl's wife started using Gain Flings, their laundry smells more amazing than ever.
Honey, isn't that the dog's towel?
Hey, me towel, Sue towel. More scent plus Oxy Boost and Febreze. It's our best gain ever.
At CVS Health, we took a deep breath and made the decision to quit selling cigarettes in our CVS pharmacies. Now we invite smokers to quit too with our comprehensive program. We just want to help everyone, everywhere, breathe a little easier. Introducing CVS Health, because health is everything.
All right, listen up. Out on that field today, you will be ready for anything. And I want you to always remember, this is the greatest team you will ever be part of.
There's important work to be done. And only some able to do it. Can you make the cut?
19 years ago, we thought, wow, how is there no way to tell the good from the bad? So we gave people the power of the review. And now Angie's List is revolutionizing local service again. You can easily buy and schedule services from top-rated providers. Conveniently stay up to date on progress and effortlessly turn your photos into finished projects with our SnapFix app. Visit angieslist.com today.
These lights alert you to potential trouble. So do these. See farther, wider, better. Upgrade to Silver Star Ultra headlights from Sylvania.
Get ready, West Coast. Here we go again, and probably much worse than the last time around. As a matter of fact, mudslides, flooding, debris flows. You can expect it all here with this major West Coast storm coming into play here. We're starting off with rain around the Pacific Northwest. We've already seen that, but we're going to spread the wealth a little farther toward the south here. And so in the coming days, we're going to see a lot more rain here in California. You're under this flash flood watch really starting tomorrow night through Thursday here in California. And that encompasses the San Francisco and Sacramento areas. It's just going to be this moist flow from the tropics coming up into play here, so rain is going to be heavy, the likes of which you probably haven't seen in 5 or 6 years. And this is what we anticipate seeing tomorrow. From the Pacific Northwest, southward into Northern California, then spreading into San Francisco as we head into Thursday. Watch for some snow up in the Sierra Nevada. That is going to be welcome, and we'll see that rain all the way down into Southern California by the time we get into Friday, and that snow spreading eastward through the Cascade Mountains and on into the Northern Rockies. Here's the kind of rainfall we're talking about. 5 to 8 inches from some of the coastal range areas all the way inland to the valleys, and a widespread area here encompassing Northern California down to San Francisco of 3 to 5 inches of rainfall. No doubt we're going to see flight delays there, but we've seen them on the East Coast today, Mark.
Yeah, absolutely. Those flight delays continue to be a big factor here. Watch out for that plane. I had hair before I got too close to that once. It's trouble. In any case, we've got delays, especially for the Northeast corridor. That is the heart of the issue, right? We've had some issues around San Francisco earlier because of fog and some low clouds. Those have now cleared through. You're back to code green conditions. But look at the Northeast corridor. My goodness, every single airport that you'd want to go in or out of for the Northeast affected by Winter Storm Damon right now. We're talking about severe delays. These are a little bit less severe than they were even a couple of hours ago, but that said, we are talking major problems here. For Boston, about an hour delay still. Some of the bigger numbers still for Newark Liberty International. It's over 2-hour delay for you, although it was 3 to 4 just about an hour ago. So some of the delays are coming down. Little consolation if you've been sitting in the terminal all day long. JFK, LaGuardia, Philadelphia, all between an hour and a half and almost 2 hours. Nick, over to you.
All right, let's talk about the days to come and what we can anticipate here for the next 7 days. We're also talking about fog over Dallas. Did you see this? Mike Alvstead snapped this photo. There was a ground stop at DFW this morning because of the thick fog. This is from above. The buildings sticking up out of that cloud on the ground today. Wow, thick stuff there. But we anticipate at least seeing dry weather around the center of the nation, well, most of it anyway, for the coming days. The exception might be central and southern Texas with some rainfall there. Temperatures are going to be mild, 62 degrees tomorrow in Dallas. We'll be dealing with the snowfall in the inland areas. Still some rain left behind here tomorrow along the northeastern coastline, and the snow continuing up in the higher elevations and on into western New York and western Pennsylvania as well. Get ready, here comes the western storm. Thursday we're going to see more of it into California, and finally we're going to find more snowfall coming into play here around the Sierra Nevada, and we're going to be piling it up there for the next few days. Unfortunately, we're also going to be piling up the rain in the lowlands. Continuing to see mild conditions, but dry conditions here around much of the center of the nation. We'll get a little bit of rain coming into the plains as this system moves eastward into the Rockies. All the way from north to south, we're going to find that snow, and the snow finally beginning to taper off here around the northeast after a few more inches collecting there, particularly in the highest elevations. Sunday looks dry here along the East Coast and will be in fine shape for most of the NFL football games, at least east of the Mississippi. We're talking about Philadelphia, Detroit, Tennessee, but rain here around the center of the nation. And notice as this cold front moves into the Denver area, we'll be dropping your temperatures from the 50s and 60s the early part of the week on into the 30s for the latter part of the weekend and on into Monday. We'll still see a little bit more wintry weather here behind that from, say, Minneapolis southward into western Kansas, but mostly a rain event here for Monday and on into Tuesday, pushing eastward. Mark?
Well, there's still a lot of winter weather to talk about tonight. A west coast storm that will bring heavy snow to the Sierra Nevada. A winter storm in the northeast as well, bringing a mix of rain, wind, and snow. We'll give you the details from the lab next.
If you have moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis like me, and you're talking to your rheumatologist about a biologic, this is Humira. This is Humira helping to relieve my pain and protect my joints from further damage. This is Humira giving me new perspective. Doctors have been prescribing Humira for 10 years. Humira works for many adults. It targets and helps to block a specific source of inflammation that contributes to RA symptoms.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Talk to your doctor and visit Humira.com. This is Humira at Work.
This week on the Weather Channel Mornings, Winter Storm Damon moves across the Northeast. We'll show you who will get the worst of it with live coverage from the storm's path. Plus, weather myth versus science, breaking down the new movie Exodus. Don't miss Wake Up with Al and America's Morning Headquarters, the Weather Channel Mornings.
Look at this! Listen to that!
See this winter like never before. Amazing starts here. The Weather Channel Mornings.
Currently in our area, 60 degrees under fair skies. Tonight, mostly clear, low 49. Winds northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Wednesday, a mainly sunny sky. High 67. Winds northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Wednesday night, clear skies. Low 46. Winds northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Hugging a tree in average women's flannel. Hugging a tree in Duluth trading free swinging flannel. Duluth free swinging flannel. Moving made easy. Flannel made fetching. Get it. Only at DuluthTrading.com.
Puffs knows winter is hard on your face. The start of sneeze season, the wind-blown watery eyes, and of course, the snow angels with your little angels. That's why Puffs is soft. Puffs Plus Lotion is gentle on sensitive skin. They help soothe irritation by locking in moisture better, so you can always put your best face forward. A face in need deserves Puffs indeed. Try Puff Soft Pack today. It's the flexible pack that fits anywhere.
Here's a great gift idea for the whole family. Now with Walmart credit card special financing.
In a world filled with ultra-high definition picture, the Vizio 4K Ultra HD TV will rise.
It works great with Vizio's 2.1 sound stand.
Where room-filling theaters sound and ultra-high def collide.
You know what? You can stop with the over-dramatic movie trailer voice now.
And this time, it's personal.
And now get special financing when you use your Walmart credit card. More ways to Christmas joy. Walmart.
We got this one. We got Pepper. Did he help pick it out? No, he's a cat. Is this mine? That one's for Alice, but she doesn't know it yet. Why not? Mom says she's still cooking.
Capture your memories with Hallmark keepsake ornaments.
You've honored me with your trust. Now I honor you with my faith. If you follow me, you will be free. Do not be afraid. God is with us.
Exodus, Gods and Kings. Rated PG-13.
I like to mix things up a bit with Grand's Mini Pot Pies. Only 4 ingredients and a few easy.
Shipping a brown Gratz bow is, you never Jim Jam River Flap Drive is.
What's Pon's easy drink?
Drywall Sherwood Lever Murray.
Hey, Big Bog Panorama Corn Salad Baby. Dude, squibble beds. Mayor Yazy.
Warm-up snap, Jebby roll bunch and big Dito flush.
Now's the time to get in the loop. Just look for our fall TV picks with Xfinity On Demand. Quickly find the season's hottest shows with a hand-picked collection all in one place. Only from Xfinity.
Instead of mailing everyone my vacation photos, I'm saving a ton of time by posting them to my wall.
Ooh, I like that one.
It's so quick. It's just like my car insurance. I saved 15% in just 15 minutes.
I saved more than that in half the time.
I'd unfriend you.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
15 minutes for a quote isn't how it works anymore. With Esurance, 7.5 minutes could save you on car insurance. Welcome to the modern world. Esurance, backed by Allstate. Click or call.
Remember, berries.com. Click the mic and enter code WEATHER. Or call 888-SWEET-90.
The Weather Channel unearths the investigations, the mysteries.
Nobody was flying the plane.
Why planes crash. Mondays at 9, here on the Weather Channel.
Welcome back to Weather Center Live, and it is time now for the winter weather update here in the lab with Dr. Greg Postel. Doc, both coasts with blockbuster storms going right now.
Mark, exactly right. And we've got a big storm coming into the west we got to talk about, too, because it's been a long time since they've seen a storm like this that's coming in.
And this is a blockbuster storm. I mean, we're talking flooding rains, widespread tree and power line damage possible, wind and rain for almost the whole coast.
You know, you can look at the satellite pictures and see it all coming before your eyes. You don't need fancy schmancy weather charts. Look at all this stuff blowing in off the Pacific right in here. How long has it been since been a long time since I've seen a lot of cloud activity moving in to California and the West Coast, Oregon and Washington like that. And that means strong winds and all the things that you mentioned, for example, big rains, thanks to this 100+ mile-per-hour jet stream.
And because of the big rains along with that fast-moving jet stream, they're going to be able to tap into some of that motion and bring it down towards the surface. So you get into one of those heavy rain bursts, and then all of a sudden you got the wind along with it.
Yeah, high wind will be a problem too, you're right, with those heavy rain showers. But let's take a step back here and look where a lot of this juice, this moisture, this water content in the atmosphere is coming from. Here's kind of like the global view. There's the United States right there, and the mid-Pacific Ocean is out here. Now, what's on this picture is water content in the atmosphere, and those reds area, those are the tropical, really humid areas, and this is the mid-latitudes. But look, with this animates day by day. You see how these filaments are getting drawn northward like that? You see that? These are atmospheric rivers, and those are going to be a part of this system coming in.
This system will catch some of that tropical moisture and kind of feed it in towards the west coast U.S.
Absolutely, and it's going to make an already what would be a rainstorm even that rainier thanks to that tropical connection. Now, we've got this really cool graph to show you. Let's look at the globe, right, Mark? Let's look at the globe and get this perspective on where all this stuff is coming from.
Because people ask about these atmospheric rivers all the time, and, well, here comes one right at you.
Right at you. Boom. This particular atmospheric river is going to be called the Pineapple Express because it's going to have some origin near Hawaii, where there's lots of pineapple trees.
So a classic, clever name, Pineapple Express, bringing that pineapple-y moisture and throwing it at us.
Yes, the sweet juice of Pineapple Express is going to be bringing in a lot of rain. Now, there's problems with this because they've been so dry for so long in California that plume of moisture that's going to come in and all the rain it's going to produce will lead to flooding, unfortunately, and mudslides because the dry soils just can't handle all that water at once.
So there's definitely too much of a good thing in this case.
Too much of a good thing, I think, could be a problem with this, aside from some of the other impacts that we expect with this particular system, which is going to be really windy, as you mentioned.
Absolutely. So some much needed rain, but some big problems as well.
Yeah, let's go back now to our graphics and show you sort of how it's all going to time out as we go through the day tomorrow. There's going to be a pretty nasty band of thunderstorms, I think, even coming in through parts of California that, Mark, you were saying could have some high winds with it, thanks in part to those strong winds aloft being carried down to the ground.
And of course, that kind of strongest rain will slowly migrate south through Thursday. San Francisco Bay gets hit. Eventually, the burn scars in Southern California get a little bit of rain as well.
Yeah, and check this graphic out. I love this one, too. This was made by some of our graphic specialists. Give you an idea of how much rain we expect in certain places from this.
And that's enough. I mean, you get closer to 3 inches of rain in about 6 hours, and you will have flash flooding across the area.
Yeah, I don't see how it's avoidable, really. I mean, there's going to be flooding, and there's going to be, perhaps the sinkholes. People have been talking about that because the ground is so dry, and this could be problematic. And, if you think about it, too, the trees have been stressed, and so perhaps their root system isn't as strong as it would be otherwise. So, with some strong winds, this could lead to also some downed trees and some power outages because of that.
Yeah. So, Nick, we're going to go back to the East Coast storm in just about a minute. For now, over to you.
I tell you what, we've been talking about storms coast and coast. From Winter Storm Damon in the northeast to heavy rain and strong winds in the northwest. A week filled with wild weather. And that could spell disaster for your travel plans. Whether by road or by air, we're making sure you know what to expect.
Currently in our area, 60 degrees under fair skies. Tonight, mostly clear, low 49. Winds northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Wednesday, a mainly sunny sky. High 67. Winds northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Wednesday night, clear skies. Low 46. Winds northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
It started with heavy rain and flooding across New York and New Jersey, but that's just the beginning of Winter Storm Damon, which is slamming millions across the Northeast. We thank you for joining us on Weather Center Live. I'm Nick Walker.
And I'm Mark Elliott. And right now, the snow is beginning to fall. And there will be much more by the time many of you wake up tomorrow. We're going to get to those snowfall totals in a moment, but we want to get you caught up on the storm so far and the building risk to travel tonight. This storm has already turned deadly. Several crashes happening on the icy roads in the Northeast. I mean, look at these scenes. A woman was killed here in this crash involving 5 tractor trailers and 2 cars. This is in Sullivan County, New York. Freezing rain started falling there around 3 a.m. Obviously, that means you can't see the road as well. Those icy conditions made for treacherous conditions. Even for the first responders trying to assist at the scene, it was tough for them too. And ice isn't the only thing messing up travel tonight. Nick has the latest on where the rain is right now.
I tell you what, we have had downpours today. It's got a rainy and windy side this nor'easter, this Winter Storm Damon. And, you know, a lot of people tend to say, oh, it's just rain. No problem. At least the streets aren't icy. It has been coming down in buckets today, particularly around the Boston area. Only now are we finally beginning to see it let up just a little bit. And Albany, the rain turning over to snow. We got kind of a rain and snow mix right now. Continuing to see the heaviest rain moving north now of Boston. You'll still be in it for a little while longer, but at least the flash flood watches have been lifted now from Boston. You're not going to get much of a break, though. Into the evening hours, we'll still see that rain off and on, and then maybe a little dry hour or two during the morning hours tomorrow. But I tell you, the rain is still going to be with us even into tomorrow, as will the wind. The winds have been so gusty today, up to 61 miles per hour at Cape Cod today. We had winds over 40 miles per hour at Boston, and at New York City, we've had them over 30 miles per hour. There's the rain snow line, okay? We'll continue to see snow piling up here in the inland areas, all right, in the mountain areas. It's the coast region that will continue to see the rain, a little bit less than what we saw today, but nevertheless, it will be enough to cause the potential still of some flash flooding. We still have that potential, particularly on up into Maine, where we could get 3 to 5 inches, 2 to 3 inches widespread over an area, all the way back into upstate New York, lesser amounts southward. Mark?
And even as the rain lets up, the wind starts to pick up. So let's get an update now on how conditions are in New England. Reagan Medji, been out in the rain in Gloucester all day, and you know you've got an angry storm and an angry ocean when that sea foam starts crawling up the beach. Reagan, what are you seeing right now?
Yeah, definitely, Mark. I mean, you see all this sea foam right behind me. It almost looks like ripples of water coming through, but it, in fact, is sea foam. I've got my anemometer, and this thing basically will tell me how fast the wind is blowing, and we're looking at 15 miles an hour, 18 miles an hour, 19 miles an hour. So, you know, the gusts of wind are reaching the shoreline. So we're in Gloucester, Massachusetts. We're next to the Cape Ann Motor Inn, and this is a beautiful resort area. And look at this. This is what I'm talking about when we look at the wind just carrying the sea foam up the shoreline. We were throughout the Gloucester area today, and, you know, we saw a wind that started out at 4 miles an hour. Now it's bursting at. We've topped over here at 37 miles an hour. We said that, it's going to probably reach about 60 miles an hour through the coast from Massachusetts to Rhode Island. Now, the wind advisory is still in place until 10 o'clock tonight. At 8 o'clock, though, in an hour, it's really going to be like at its worst. The rain has lessened. That's a good thing. And, another thing we have to mention is with this gusty wind, the probability of power outages increases. The limbs fall on the power lines. And we did check with power outages. There are some in the area. And then you have to also think about the box trucks, the big, high efficiency vehicles, with the wind, going to and fro. They really shouldn't be on the bridges, and just take precaution if you're going to go out in this really windy area. So again, this is Gloucester, Massachusetts, and we got about 50-mile-an-hour gusts here out along the shoreline. This is 29 miles north of Boston, and we're going to be looking at this until 10 o'clock tonight. So that's what we're dealing with here. Dr. Postel?
Reagan, thanks very much. I'm thinking you should take that anemometer up on top of Mount Washington where it's gusting to 75 right now. How about that?
No, thank you. Okay. No, thank you. I'm right over here.
Very good, very good. Yeah, well, right now we're seeing a transformation from rain to snow across much of New England, and this was kind of expected. Some colder air aloft is moving in. Let's have a look at the obs, and I can show you the observations. Albany, right now, snow. How about that? 33. Poughkeepsie, New York, snow in 38. Might be thinking, how's it snowing in 38? Well, the air aloft here is getting colder and colder, so the freezing level's pretty low. The snow is just not able to melt on its way down through that relatively shallow, warm air. Saranac Lake, 32 degrees. Binghamton now snow in 32. So this is a sign of sort of things to come, this sort of evolution toward an all-snow event across the region. And they're getting a lot of snow up here. Glens Falls, 34. But, Vermont, Killington, Vermont, let's have a look at what's going on in Killington, Vermont right now. Because on the left there, we have Killington where it's snowing really hard. You can see that the visibility is not very high. And that is some good news for the ski resorts. It is like that up and down the interior of Vermont. And I've got another picture here to show you, back of my graphics. Albany, New York, where it is snowing. This is a traffic cam, and you can see it's even sticking on the roads. Very wet snow with the temperature not far from 32, so slippery times, no doubt about that, across the region. This is how much additional snow we think we're going to get across New England. Notice how it's pretty much all in the interior sections. Pick your spot, and that's how much snow we think you're going to get through Thursday evening. Yep. Thursday evening. That's quite a bit of time between now and then, 2 days. So this is going to be kind of a long duration event, although the worst of it will be over, I think, tonight and early tomorrow morning. We're going to be dealing with this thing for a while. And one of the reasons why is because the upper level low, the really coldest air of all, still hasn't made it into the storm. It's one of the reasons why it's been mostly rain so far. But the cold air aloft is coming in, and that's going to turn things all over to snow, I think. And you can kind of see that in the forecast of the radar here. This 32-degree line, that's the upper level freezing line, essentially. So on the cold side, the upper levels are cold enough to snow, and on the warm side, the upper levels are just a little bit too warm for that. So you can see as we go through hour by hour tonight and tomorrow morning, this freezing line at about 5,000 feet does a pretty good job of telling you who's going to get the snow and who's not. And that's even 11 a.m. tomorrow morning. So it'll be raining in Maine, in northern Maine, and some snow showers in Pennsylvania. I think even New York will probably get into some snow showers too. Again, of course, not any really accumulation here, but just some festive snow. Why not? Mark, back to you.
Why not indeed? Setting the mood if you're shopping around the Big Apple. And of course, we want to see the video of you in Winter Storm Damon, if you can do it safely. But we want to see how it is affecting you. Text the word Damon to the number 99,000, and you'll get simple instructions on sending that video to us. Remember, message and data rates may apply. Of course, we're still tracking another powerful storm right now. It will bring heavy rain and potentially damaging winds out west.
And high surf also expected along the northwest coast. This is a big deal and a situation that has our attention. We'll detail the storm with a look at potential impacts, including flooding, mudslides. Yeah, we're going to see it again coming up after the...
This program brought to you by Cabela's. Get to Cabela's for all of your hunting, fishing, and camping needs. Cabela's, it's in your nature.
If it's in your nature to love the great outdoors, don't miss your chance to find the perfect gift at the Cabela's Christmas sale. Shop for great deals and save 50% or more on select Gerber knives and Cabela's base layers, a Daiwa ballistic spinning reel, and Cabela's Alpha Series rifle scope. Or for a gift that always fits, pick up a Cabela's gift card. Don't miss the Cabela's Christmas sale, in-store and online at Cabela's.com.
Dad, I know I haven't said this often enough, but thank you.
Thank you, Mom, for protecting my future.
Thank you for being my hero and my dad.
Military families are uniquely thankful for many things. The legacy of USAA Auto Insurance could be one of them. If you're a current or former military member or their family, get an auto insurance quote and see why 92% of our members plan to stay for life.
Severe weather can strike anywhere, so the Weather Channel encourages you to get prepared for a weather emergency today. And we're making it easy for everyone. Go to connectwithweather.com, follow the easy step-by-step instructions, and create your own emergency plan. Connect with weather. Know the elements. Make your plan.
Currently in our area, 60 degrees under fair skies. Tonight, mostly clear, low 49, winds northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Wednesday, a mainly Wednesday night, clear skies, low 46, winds northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
The Weather Channel unearths the investigations, the mysteries.
Nobody was flying the plane.
Why planes crash. Mondays at 9, here on the Weather Channel.
The clock is ticking, so let's grab the list and go to town. You don't need a lot of this to make someone feel like that, especially if you give them one of these. Holiday to-dos? Let's get them done today at the one place that can help us bring it all home. That's How to Holiday. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Right now, save $50 on this Husky Mechanics tool set. Guaranteed forever.
If you take multiple medications, a dry mouth can be a common side effect. That's why there's Biotene. It comes in oral rinse, spray, or gel, so there's moisturizing relief for everyone. Biotene, for people who suffer from a dry mouth.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Hi, Anthony. How much does my discount double check save me?
About $150.
Done. Insurance, find me money.
I got you $1.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. There to help you get to a better state.
And welcome back to Weather Center Live. We're taking a live look at Seattle. Some clearing to the cloud deck, but there's more clouds on the way, that's for sure. A powerhouse storm system is going to be making its way in towards the Pacific Northwest and really all of the West Coast. What we're calling an atmospheric river, and really more specifically the Pineapple Express, is coming your way. So let's go through some of the impacts for this major storm for the West Coast. It all starts off around the Seattle area where, again, you have seen a little bit of clearing going on, but there's some showers nearby. In fact, as we zoom out just a little bit further, you can really feel what's happening with this storm system. Just a steady flow coming in off the Pacific Ocean. So Medford, you're about to see some more rain. This batch will try to clip the Portland area. A couple more showers for the Cascades in and around the Seattle region as well. But that's not the only story. It's not just about the rain, which will be substantial, but it's also about the wind. And you know, when you've got all this rain and saturated grounds, adding the wind to it could cause trees to fall and then power line problems. So high wind warnings in this deep purple color, including everyone around the San Francisco Bay, around Sacramento, and straight on up the Oregon and Washington coastlines. But again, you need the rain too to make the winds even more problematic. And there are flood watches up. Much of Central California into Northern California, you've had extreme drought, right? Extreme drought conditions. Because of that, this rain will just run off as opposed to soaking in. Here's a look at that atmospheric river. Here's Hawaii, the deep tropical moisture to the south, but this Pineapple Express is going to take that moisture and send it up towards the West Coast. And so we have been dealing with exactly that, a forecast of just copious amounts of precipitation. It really kicks in tomorrow. The Oregon and Northern California coastlines start to see the heavy rain by Thursday. San Francisco Bay getting absolutely nailed. There will be some snow on the highest parts of the Sierra Nevada, but you got to go really high up there. It's been so warm recently, but you get above 4,000 to 6,000 feet, and there will be a lot of snow too, but the lower elevations all about rain, even down towards Los Angeles on Friday. The recent burn areas, the burn scars there, could certainly have some issues with some flash flooding. 5 to 8 inches of rain in the orange areas. San Francisco 3 to 5. We'll also be seeing that a little bit further south. Nick, just a lot of rain. Watch out, LA, up to an inch or two for you as well. Over to you.
All right, thanks, Mark. We want to get some perspective now from some of the locals. So joining me on the phone now is Troy Nicolini with the National Weather Service in Eureka, California. Troy, this storm could be historic in Northern California. The winds going to be a huge concern. What kind of wind speeds are we anticipating?
We're looking at up to 70 miles per hour over exposed areas, so that's not necessarily where the towns are and where people are, but up in the higher elevations, we could have some really high winds Wednesday evening through Thursday morning.
But even down low, I guess we could still see some pretty brisk winds.
Yes, up to 50 miles per hour.
Yeah. Now, we're also talking about the shoreline. High surf advisory in effect. Shoreline, probably a dangerous place to be.
Definitely. We're advising folks to stay far back. The waves could be as high as 25-foot breakers right at the beach. And with that wave height, we could see waves washing up into areas where people are normally not used to getting hit by the ocean, parking lots and even some roads. So we're suggesting that folks stay pretty far back.
Let's talk a little bit about the timing now. When do you expect conditions to really be at their worst?
It's going to ramp up through Wednesday. The wind and the rain happen Wednesday. The flooding kind of continues as the rain moves through the river system, so we'll get flooding through Thursday. So it's kind of protracted all the way through Thursday. We're looking at issues and impacts.
Just real quickly, we have a few seconds left, but this looks like maybe the last storm we saw here in California was just kind of a warm-up for this one.
Yes, and saturated the soil and it made it so we're getting a little more runoff this time than we did last time. So that's why we're looking at some flooding and some ponding water in low-lying areas and blocked culverts, rock slides, impacts of transportation. So we're really advising folks to slow down, plan your travel around the weather, and be careful out there.
All right, we appreciate you taking time out to talk with us. Troy Nicolini there with the Eureka National Weather Service. Mark?
Well, our coverage of this West Coast storm continues from the ground in San Francisco. Meteorologist Chris Warren will begin coverage from the Bay Area at 10 tomorrow morning. So tune in early if you want to see Chris showing you live what's happening. Of course, both coasts will see impacts from massive storms in the coming days. Big part of the story will be travel delays, and we're going to detail where those delays will be when we come back.
You know, I tried one of those bargain paper towels, but I had to use so many sheets per spill, the roll just disappeared. I knew I should have bought Bounty. Bounty is 2 times more absorbent and strong when wet. Just look how much longer Bounty lasts versus one of those bargain brand towels. And that's a good deal. Bounty, the long-lasting picker-upper. And now try new Bounty NFL Prints, available at Walmart.
You owned your car for 4 years. You named it Brad. You loved Brad. And then you totaled him. You two had been through everything together. 2 boyfriends, 3 jobs. You're like, nothing can replace Brad. Then Liberty Mutual calls. And you break into your happy dance.
If you sign up for Better Car Replacement, we'll pay for a car that's a model year newer with 15,000 fewer miles than your old one. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Apples are good. A Strongbow hard cider, better. But Strongbow over ice is the best. Enjoying Strongbow over ice with your slow-motion horse? The bestest. Strongbow, world's #1 hard cider.
We are but a small part in something far greater. Essential to this mission. Essential to humanity.
Ascension is the lifeboat for humanity.
Ascension, a 3-night event, premieres this Monday at 9 on Sci-Fi.
Whether you love tigers because they...
Hey, stranger. Remember when you were little and you got us for the holidays?
How about getting another gift this holiday you'll love just as much?
Like this Honda Accord during Happy Honda Days.
It's got Pandora compatibility and a rear view camera.
Is that Tex?
My bad, that one's on me.
Get something you'll love at the Happy Honda Days sales event, where all 2015 models come standard with a rear-view camera.
When everything's included, the kids get a vacation of their own. And so do we. But when we get together, it's the best time of all.
I can feel it again. Yeah.
Right now, you can get up to 65% off. Call your travel agent or 1-800-BEACHES.
Stay tuned for your Local on the 8s, brought to you by LL Bean. 100% satisfaction guaranteed and free shipping every day.
From I wonder what it is to you'll never guess. Everything we sell at LL Bean is backed by the same rock-solid guarantee of satisfaction. So while they keep guessing what's inside, you can rest assured that they can always take it back or replace it. That's just how we're made. LL Bean, guaranteed to please.
Currently in our area, 59 degrees under clear skies. Tonight, mostly clear, low 49. Winds northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Wednesday, a mainly sunny sky. High 67. Winds northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Wednesday night, clear skies. Low 46. Winds northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Taking a live look at New York City right now, temperatures have been right around the 40-degree mark. You can see the wet roads there on Times Square. I think there might be a few snowflakes in your future. Not a lot in the way of accumulation expected, though. Icy roadways, though, led to several crashes across New York State today. One of those was deadly.
Yeah, joining us now on the phone is New York State Police Sergeant Chris Viola. Sergeant, tell us a little bit about what happened with that accident, and then what's your message for drivers still traveling tonight?
Well, from our investigation, we understand that there was icing conditions very rapidly around 4 a.m., which caused a tractor-trailer to jackknife. When that tractor-trailer jackknifed, there was 2 other vehicles that stopped. 2 other tractor-trailers came over the crest of the hill, couldn't stop in time, slid on the black ice, colliding into the other 2 vehicles, causing 1 fatality.
What are you hoping that drivers will do now, knowing this information, knowing the danger out there? What are you asking them to do?
Well, what we would like them to do is definitely reduce your speed, keep a safe distance between the vehicles in front of you and around you. We ask that your windshield wipers are in good working order, make sure your tire treads are checked and air pressure is correct, and most importantly, we ask everybody to buckle up in the vehicle.
And, you know, depending on the direction of travel that people are coming into your area from, they may go from that heavy rain right on into more of the icy and snowy conditions. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing to make sure those roads are as clear as possible for those that are traveling through.
Well, we're in direct contact with supervisors at the New York State DOT department, and they're in contact with us as well. And we're keeping open communication on roadway conditions with each other.
All right, Sergeant Chris Viola, thanks so much for taking your time with us. I know it's a busy situation for you guys, as anytime weather gets involved, it becomes a much more busy night for all the first responders out there.
And I wish we could say things are going to improve. I think a lot of folks are going to see some icy conditions here in the next 24, 48 hours.
Yeah, it could be a totally different view when you wake up tomorrow morning in the Buffalo area. Here's a view right now, and there's a couple of snowflakes kind of streaking across the sky there on that upper portion of your screen. You can see those kind of blurry lines. That's some snowflakes going on through. It's obviously not slowing down travel too much. Those cars are coming towards our view, but you know, Nick, things are going to be very different once the snow really gets going in the Buffalo area.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a snowy day tomorrow. We may even see a little bit, as you mentioned, tonight, but the accumulation really coming during the day tomorrow. You might actually have a couple of dry hours early on, and then the snow continuing pretty persistently all the way into your evening hours. Let's sort of time it out here and show you the anticipated radar views in the coming hours. We're going to find that snow beginning as we head on into tomorrow, and then through the day, and then really becoming a factor as we get into even tomorrow night and Wednesday. The snowfall amounts probably amounting to maybe 5 to 8 inches there around the Buffalo area, more toward the north. What about the other side of the state, though, now, Mark?
Well, for the New York City area in particular, there's a couple of things working in their favor now. The heaviest rain has moved out, the time of day getting later, so there's less people on the roads and less flights trying to be in the air. So LaGuardia has actually cleared out dramatically. Their delays have come down quite substantially. Still some major delays for JFK, some sprinkles and some low clouds being reported. An hour and a half for your airport delay, which is still better than where we were. We were close to a 4-hour delay there just a few hours ago. As we use our high-resolution model here, we can run this in time and see that there's going to be a couple of sprinkles. There is that potential, though, as we get towards the rush hour home tomorrow, that there's still enough precipitation nearby and enough cold air that we get a little bit of snow shower activity. Nick?
You know, a lot of people just didn't make it out today. We had 200 plus delays around the New York area, around LaGuardia, and we are seeing many of those flights that will probably be put back into service tomorrow. But the delays, let's take a look at the problem areas right now. You mentioned LaGuardia and JFK. Also, Philadelphia, Newark, and Boston have been big problem areas. Boston still delays of almost an hour, and over an hour and 45 minutes there at Newark, and about an hour and a half there at JFK and at Philadelphia. So we still have some problems even into the evening hours. We are anticipating a little bit better scenario as we head into tomorrow as the rain lets up just a little bit, but we might even see some snow showers, as you mentioned, coating some of the roadways and runways too, but I think they'll be able to deal with that and hopefully get everybody on their way. Be careful though, and pack your patience with you. Stay with us. We'll continue to keep you up to date about Winter Storm Damon and where we're going to see snow, where we still could see rain and wind.
Grandpa Bodie, Grandma said you used to be out of control.
Really? I guess I did take some risks. I trained a little bit differently. I was a little too honest sometimes. The media is useless.
You were out of control.
But not always.
Big news, Anthony. Now you can get special financing on the season's hottest gift, PlayStation 4, when you use your Walmart credit card.
Check this out, Imsos. I got 3rd and long. Go, 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 go! Yes, go! Woo!
With next-gen graphics, the gameplay is completely lifelike.
Waterboard! Water me! Water me up, man! Doing good. That's enough. All right. Okay, come on down. Okay, go, 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 go!
Maybe too lifelike.
Touchdown!
And now get special financing when you use your Walmart credit card. More ways to Christmas joy. Walmart.
Since footlongs are the limousines of hot dogs, you gotta celebrate them limo style.
I love the limo driver.
Oh, he's not a limo driver.
Who is he?
I don't know. I thought you knew him. Mystery.
Get any of the new footlong quarter-pound hot dogs with tots for just $3.99. This is how you Sonic.
With Crizal No Glare lenses, neither water, nor scratch, nor smudge, nor glare of night can keep you from the clearest vision possible. And Crizal has ESPF 25 to protect your eyes from the damaging rays of the sun. Crizal. Live life in the clear.
All right, listen up. Out on that field today, you will be ready for anything. And I want you to always remember, this is the greatest team you will ever be part of.
There's important work to be done. And only some able to do it. Can you make the cut?
Apples are good, as Strongbow Hard Cider better. But Strongbow over ice is the best. Enjoying Strongbow over ice with your slow-motion horse, the bestest. Strongbow, world's #1 hard cider.
A 3D white smile has the power to captivate. That's why Shakira uses Crest 3D White with White Lock technology, removing up to 90% of surface stains and locking out future stains. So your smile always steals the show. And to get even faster whitening, use this collection for a whiter smile in just 2 days. Crest 3D White. Life opens up with a whiter smile.
Sunday.
Buried treasure, here we come.
There's new miners on the mountain.
We're about to be digging on top of the world.
But will their big gamble
They call it Dead Man's Curve.
My heart is pounding right now.
be a huge bust?
This is an extreme situation.
Prospectors. New episode Sunday night at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 59 degrees under clear skies. Tonight, mostly clear, low 49. Winds northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Wednesday, a mainly sunny sky, high 67. Winds northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Wednesday night, clear skies, low 46. Winds northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
The Weather Channel unearths the investigations, the mysteries.
Nobody was flying the plane.
Why planes crash. Mondays at 9, here on the Weather Channel.
Got some new video showing the effects of the latest winter storm. Check out the flooded streets and high waves cheered up from Winter Storm Damon. This is New Jersey. But listen up if you live anywhere northward, because you're going to see some heavy rain, dangerous winds, and some areas are going to see a lot of snow too. Winter Storm Damon is affecting millions tonight, and it's only going to get worse in some spots. And we want to welcome you back to Weather Center Live. I'm Nick Walker.
And I'm Mark Elliott. We're talking about all those ingredients that are working together to make Winter Storm Damon a storm with a very powerful punch. And Nick, it's got wind, it's got rain just barreling the coastline, the snow further inland as well.
We set records today at the northeast airports around New York City. 2.5 inches of rain to as much as 3 inches of rain in some areas. And there's more to come, and more wind to come certainly as well here from this nor'easter. There's the radar. You can see the rain coming up into Maine right now, heavy along the coastline, not nearly as heavy as it was around Boston. Boston, you went to bed last night with snow falling, and then you woke up to the rain and it just did not quit. As a matter of fact, you had about 6 hours of just heavy downpours, solid. Well, we're finally beginning to see that taper off a little bit, and the flood watches have now been lifted for the Boston area. Not so much for Maine, though. We're going to continue to see more rain headed your way. So flooding is a possibility. Water over roadways, streams, rivers on the rise. It's all still in the cards here as we get through tonight and into tomorrow. There's the rain snow line, the 32-degree line. So you can see it'll be snow to the west, but rain still into tomorrow, off and on, but not nearly as heavy. Nevertheless, there still could be some travel problems, and we're certainly still going to see that snow back westward. Mark?
Well, New England certainly getting a messy mix tonight. There have been some icy roads that have caused several crashes across Massachusetts. The state has also seen rain that's led to flooding and some beach erosion. So let's get the latest from Scituate and NECN reporter Catherine Sotnick. Catherine, the coastline getting hammered, an angry ocean tonight, that's for sure.
Well, absolutely. Earlier and right now, Mark, it looks like we are pretty much temporarily out of the woods. It is no longer pouring right now. Wind gusts earlier today were about 50, 60 miles per hour. I want to point out the seawall here. Earlier today, the waves are coming over this wall. That is no longer the case. We could take a live look. We're not too far from the lighthouse here. It looks like any other ordinary day. It is low tide right now, but things were certainly much worse earlier today. Things right now pretty calm. A fierce and swollen ocean in Scituate, Massachusetts as a December storm moves on through. Signs broken, power lines whipping, some coastal flooding, and strong gusty winds kicking up sea foam. In the Hummerock section, we found this oceanfront street littered with sand and rocks left over from the high tide flooding. One resident says her mom couldn't even get home.
She works for the Scituate schools, and she's been flooded out since 1.
We also found this DPW worker trying to make that same street clear. He says he's happy he's not clearing snow.
It's not that bad.
I'd say if this was a high school hockey game, it would be JV out here right now.
You've seen worse.
Oh, much worse.
In addition to Scituate, a wind advisory was also in place for Cape Cod, Martha's Vineyard, and Nantucket. By late evening, fishing boats were still bopping around. Differing from the DPW worker, another resident who came to check on his boat says this December weather so far has been less than desirable.
A lot of the old-time fishermen are saying it's been their worst year that they can remember, you know, as far as the pattern of bad weather.
And back live here right now in Scituate, I can also tell you we did pretty well in the power outage department as of last check in all of Plymouth County, which is pretty much the south shore of Massachusetts. Only a couple hundred power outages, and no homes today were ever in jeopardy of entering the ocean. So that, of course, is good news, too. Tonight, we're live in Scituate, Massachusetts. Mark, we're going to send it back into you.
And Catherine, before we let you go, so many of the towns around there so heavily rely on that fisherman community. Have you talked to any of the fishermen? Did they go out in this storm? What kind of conditions were they experiencing just off the coast?
And, you know, I got to tell you, Mark, I don't think they mess around. It looked like all of those fishing boats, the lobster boats, they were docked. So in types of weather like this, they don't go out. And that's what that guy was saying. There's been so many times already this year in December alone and November that there's been storms, heavy seas. They haven't been able to go out. Many of them don't take any chances. Mark, back to you.
Thanks, Catherine. Certainly a tough go for those communities. And, of course, this storm not completely done yet. We want to continue to track this storm in the lab. We've got Dr. Greg Postel showing us where the storm is going next and where that snow's really going to pile up inland.
You know, I'm starting to see some signs on the radar that it's snowing really hard very near Albany, New York, where they've had a lot of rain earlier today. Likewise, in areas just to the west and north of Albany. Let's have a look at the radar and show you exactly what I'm talking about, guys. You can see where it's snowing now, essentially. It's kind of where it's been doing so all day up there in interior New England, New York State. And obviously, we've had a lot of rain along the coast. But right around here, you see some of those bright returns in there. There's some big snowflakes that are producing those reds there because the radar's firing at those precipitation particles, and it's coming back hot. It's coming back with a lot of noise, meaning that it's hitting some pretty big particles, and those big particles in the atmosphere are big snowflakes right in there just to the west of Albany. And it is snowing a lot in Vermont. Really, I mean a lot. These guys the ski resorts are going to be great. They're going to do very well with this. In fact, we have a tower cam from Killington, Vermont, where, you know what, if you look at that light, maybe it seems hard to do, but if you look at that light, it is coming down really hard. And I used to do this a lot as a kid. I used to look at the lights at night to see where and how hard it was snowing, and it's snowing really hard there in Killington, and it is likewise in places in northern Vermont as well. So this is going to be really good for the ski resorts, though it's a wet snow, still a lot better than rain there. Here's a picture from Albany, New York, where it is snowing there now. The picture is kind of cloudy, but it's coming down, and you see the roads. I imagine they're getting pretty slick if they haven't been that way already today. Right now across the region, this is how much snow we expect to fall between now and Thursday evening. That's right, Thursday evening, meaning it's going to last a couple more days. And there could be some substantial amounts in interior sections, but notice the coast is still not going to see any. Even though they may change over to snow for a little bit, just too much maritime air. Look at what we're dealing with right now. Look at these current temperatures in southeastern Massachusetts. It's 54 in Hyannis, 54 in Nantucket. The dew points are in the mid-50s. All this maritime air is getting jacked that way to the west, and that is not going to cut it if you want snow in coastal Massachusetts. You're going to have to wait for some cold air aloft to try to come in and overtake that warm layer, and that might not happen for a little while yet, though there's some signs on the water vapor imagery that some cold air aloft is trying to work its way back up that way. And right now, that's where it is. I think it's going to be moving toward the east and northeast, and you can see that evolve tonight. This is the winds and the temperatures aloft at about 5,000 feet. There's the freezing line, and over here, it's below freezing, and here it is above freezing. It's essentially doing a pretty good job of telling you where it's raining and where it's snowing. So let's time this out overnight tonight. You can see how overall the atmospheric conditions aloft get colder and colder through the day tomorrow and tomorrow night. That should be cold enough to support snow. if it indeed does snow. But the problem is, if you want a lot of snow accumulation, you may be hard-pressed to find it because the system by later on tomorrow really begins to weaken and kind of fall apart. You can see that happening, and this line here is the 5,000-foot freezing line. Again, that's giving you an idea of where the cold air aloft is and where the warm air aloft is. And in fact, tomorrow is probably going to be raining in Caribou and snow showers in New Jersey and New York State. So this is going to be kind of an interesting system. It's wrapped the temperature, normal temperature pattern all the way around in a circle. The warm air is up here and the cold air is down here. Kind of crazy when you think about it, but still, even in New York, you're probably going to get some snowflakes tomorrow, which should be kind of festive for this time of year. Back to you.
Setting the mood as you're looking at the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree. Of course, not only New York City getting hit, we just got this video in from viewer Doug Decker in Davenport, New York. Not too far away from the Capital District, I suppose, but Santa and Frosty are in a winter wonderland. Over an inch of snow has fallen. Yeah, thanks for sending this in. We want to see your video as well. Look at that scene, man, just the picturesque. And that's the nice views of this storm. But if you have any views of Damon, we want to see it. Text the word Damon to the number 99,000. You'll get instructions on how to send video to us. And remember, message and data rates may apply.
All right. You get all that snow shoveled. You have a trip plan you'll want to get from point A to point B. We'll tell you.
Travel headaches next.
Currently in our area, 58 degrees under clear skies. Tonight, mostly clear, low 49. Winds northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Wednesday, a mainly sunny sky, high 67. Winds northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Wednesday night, clear skies, low 46. Winds northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Take ZzzQuil and sleep like you haven't seen your bed in days. No, like you haven't seen a bed in weeks. ZzzQuil, the non-habit forming sleep aid that helps you sleep easily and wake refreshed. Because sleep is a beautiful thing.
Dad, I know I haven't said this often enough, but thank you.
Thank you, Mom, for protecting my future.
Thank you for being my hero and my dad.
Military families are uniquely thankful for many things. The legacy of USAA Auto Insurance could be one of them. If you're a current or former military member or their family, get an auto insurance quote and see why 92% of our members plan to stay for life.
Andrew, Rita, Sandy. Meet Chris, Jackie, Joe. Minor damage or major disaster. When you need us most, we're there. State Farm. We're a force of nature, too.
Hey, get up my class. Hey, get up my style.
America loves Italy. The signs are everywhere. And now get some of the best deals of the year during the Fiat Grand Finale. Well-qualified lessees can lease the 2015 Fiat 500 Sport for $199 a month.
Hold for the picture.
At Intel, they have technology that can scan you in 3D. Here's my good side. Here's my other good side.
Can you just stand still?
Intel. This is where it all changes.
What's the key to great first impressions? Confidence. And the perfect suit. This week at Men's Warehouse, get select suits for $199.99. Plus, buy one, get one free on almost everything else in the store. Confidence suits you. Only at Men's Warehouse.
The clock is ticking, so let's grab the list and go to town. You don't need a lot of this to make someone feel like that, especially if you give them one of these. Holiday to-dos? Let's get them done today at the one place that can help us bring it all home. That's How to Holiday. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Your choice of these compressor combo kits, just $199.
Get fast-acting, long-lasting relief from heartburn with doctor-recommended Gaviscon. It neutralizes stomach acid and is the only product that forms a protective barrier that helps keep stomach acid in the stomach where it belongs. For fast-acting, long-lasting relief, try Gaviscon.
Apples are good. A Strongbow hard cider, better. But Strongbow over ice is the best. Enjoying Strongbow over ice with your slow-motion horse? The bestest. Strongbow, world's #1 hard cider.
Did you know? Fresh Step Extreme Lightweight Litter isn't just light, it's also the best lightweight for eliminating odors. Amazing, right? For superior odor elimination, try Fresh Step Extreme. Lightweight.
Get ready, West Coast. This could be the storm. We're talking about more rain, more wind, probably that you've seen in a single storm since, say, 5 or 6 years ago. So anticipate seeing flight delays, anticipate seeing delays on the roadways, and lots of rainfall causing flooding problems, and some of those roads probably washing out. Not so much around the Pacific Northwest. We've got some rain here around Washington and Oregon, but we expect to see from the southern Oregon coast down into northern California, even into central California, lots of flooding problems here. Flood watches are out, and these really begin tomorrow night and on into Thursday. That's when we're going to see the bulk of it. We've got this moist flow from the tropics. A lot of rainfall coming up into the picture here, drawn in by this jet stream. And so tomorrow, expect to see the heaviest rain here, southern Oregon, northern California, and then expanding southward as we get into Thursday. We'll still see some rain around the northwest, but the heaviest stuff by far will be here in California, particularly the central and even southern portions by the time we get on into Friday. Mountain snow. We can certainly use that up in the Sierra Nevada as an investment for the water supply into the spring and into the summer. But this kind of rainfall, a lot of this is just going to wash off and not really soak into the ground like we need it to. 5 to 8 inches of rainfall there from the coast onto some of the valleys and the inland areas. A widespread area, including San Francisco, where we could see 3 to 5 inches, and very windy conditions here invading San Francisco on Thursday to boot. Let's talk more about the problems that we've already seen today there at the airports. Mark?
Yeah, the travel delays have been a big story today, especially for the East Coast. Whoa, that plane comes in quick, doesn't it? It never stops to amaze me. In any case, here's the map right now, and the West Coast has calmed down quite considerably. It's the Northeast corridor that really has to really just pack their patience on this one, not only because of Winter Storm Damon, but that kind of upper-level low that's going to rotate its way on through means we could have days of precipitation continuing and days of that low cloudiness, and it doesn't take much for these really busy airports, Boston, Newark Liberty, Philadelphia. If those low clouds are still there, we could still have some delays. Here are some of the delays that we're talking about right now, and they are still fairly severe. Boston, near an hour. Newark Liberty, about an hour and 45 minutes. Delays for Kennedy, JFK, about an hour and a half. LaGuardia has calmed down. The time of day is helping. There's not as many flights scheduled at this point. Plus, the heavy rain has left New York. That's helped, too. Philadelphia, still about an hour and a half. So, Nick, there's a lot of delays. It's going to take a while to get all of these flights back through the system.
No doubt about that. And talk about conditions that would cause some air travel troubles. This was Dallas from above this morning. Mike Alvstead snapped this photo. There was a ground stop at DFW this morning because of the thick fog, and he snapped this view from above of just those buildings sticking up out of that cloud on the ground. Amazing. Well, we will continue to see dry weather around the central part of the country here for the days to come. And into tomorrow, Texas, the southern portion could get a little bit of rainfall, but it's really going to be the rain here up into Maine that could continue to pile up, and still some around New York and Philadelphia, but some of that might turn over to snow. Certainly a lot more snow in the inland areas and into the mountain areas there in the northeast. Then we've got this West Coast storm to deal with. It comes in tomorrow into the northwest and northern California. Then moving farther toward the south into San Francisco, those winds really picking up as well. Look at the mild temperatures in the center of the nation, though. Denver at 58 degrees, 61 at Dallas, 53 in Atlanta. Still cool enough for the snow to pile up there around upstate and western New York and on up into the Green and White Mountains there on into Friday, too. Friday is really going to be a rough day here around the West Coast, we think. Not only the rain and the wind, but also the mountain snow. Watch out going through the passes, you might want to delay your trip or at least have that winter driving kit with you and plenty of blankets in the trunk just in case. All right, we've got more snow coming into the Rockies from north to south. We'll see that on into Saturday. Still dry around the center of the nation, and the East Coast begins to dry out as well, and that snow tapers off. More rain here around the central part of the nation from Minneapolis southward, but it is going to be snow coming into the Denver area as cooler air finally infiltrates. After those 50s and 60s, we'll see those highs only in the 30s there. Monday brings us a little bit more wintry weather, perhaps some icy spots here through portions of Iowa back toward Nebraska, and that rain pushes into the deep south here for Tuesday. Mark?
Well, Nick, there's still a lot of winter weather to talk about tonight, from a west coast storm that will bring heavy snow to the Sierra Nevada to Winter Storm Damon, bringing a mix of wintry weather to the northeast. Rain, wind, even what we're calling heart attack snow. Storm specialist Dr. Greg Postel is back to detail both of these storms.
If you have moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis like me, and you're talking to your rheumatologist about a biologic, this is Humira. This is Humira helping to relieve my pain and protect my joints from further damage. This is Humira giving me new perspective. Doctors have been prescribing Humira for 10 years. Humira works for many adults. It targets and helps to block a specific source of inflammation that contributes to RA symptoms.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Talk to your doctor and visit Humira.com. This is Humira at work.
This week on the Weather Channel Mornings, Winter Storm Damon moves across the Northeast. We'll show you who will get the worst of it with live coverage from the storm's path. Plus, weather myth versus science, breaking down the new movie Exodus. Don't miss Wake Up with Al and America's Morning Headquarters, the Weather Channel Mornings.
Look at this! Listen to that!
See this winter like never before. Amazing starts here. The Weather Channel Mornings.
Currently in our area, 58 degrees under clear skies. Tonight, mostly clear, low 49. Winds northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Wednesday, a mainly sunny sky. High 67. Winds northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Wednesday night, clear skies. Low 46. Winds northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
You used to sleep like a champ. Then boom, what happened? Stress. Fun? Bad habits? Kids? Now what? Let's build a new, smarter bed using the dual air chambers to sense your movement, heartbeat, breathing. Introducing the Sleep Number bed with Sleep IQ technology. It tracks your sleep and tells you how to adjust for a good, better, and an awesome night. The difference? Try adjusting up or down. You'll know because Sleep IQ tells you. Give the gift of amazing sleep. Only at a Sleep Number store. Find our Best Buy rated C2 Queen mattress with Sleep IQ. No better sleep with Sleep Number.
Apples are good, as Strongbow hard cider better. But Strongbow over ice is the best. Enjoying Strongbow over ice with your slow-motion horse, the bestest. Strongbow, world's #1 hard cider.
Nourished. Rescued. Protected. Given new hope. During the Subaru Share the Love event, Subaru owners feel it too. Because when you take home a new Subaru, we donate $250 to helping those in need.
Now with the Xfinity TV Go app, you can watch live TV anytime. It's never been easier with so many networks all in one place. Get live TV whenever you want. The Xfinity TV Go app, now with live TV on the go. Enjoy over Wi-Fi, or on Verizon Wireless 4G LTE. Plus, enjoy special savings when you purchase any new Verizon Wireless smartphone or tablet from Comcast. Visit Comcast.com/wireless to learn more.
It's time to show you the future.
I'll show you the future.
With Xfinity, you can record 4 shows at once while watching a 5th live, so you never have to miss a minute of your favorites. Bring power to your presence with Xfinity. Upgrade to an Xfinity X1 Triple Play and save when you bundle your services. Call 1-800-XFINITY or visit Comcast.com today.
Come and find out. There's no obligation, and you can receive a decision in minutes. Visit us online at OnDeck.com today.
Look at this! Listen to that!
See this winter like never before. Amazing starts here. The Weather Channel Mornings.
Welcome back to Weather Center Live. Here in the lab with storm specialist Dr. Greg Postel. Big storms on both coasts that we're analyzing tonight.
Yeah, we are, Mark. Let's have a look at the West Coast, because this is something that they haven't seen a lot of in recent, almost years.
That's an understatement of the day, right?
Yeah, because there is on the satellite pictures an unmistakable track of atmospheric energy moving in from the Pacific to the West Coast, including California, Oregon, and Washington. And Mark, this is a trajectory that the storms are taking now that it's been a while since we've seen that. They're going to get a lot of rain.
Yeah, the jet stream kind of helping out to bring this stormy pattern back towards the west, and we haven't seen it in about 5 years.
Over 100 miles per hour at the jet stream level coming in at a latitude like that, and it's going to get into areas in California that is going to bring some heavy rain with the strong dynamics there, but also, as you mentioned earlier, some strong wind gusts, because if you get some of those big rain showers creeping up to those high altitudes, they could bring some of those strong winds down.
Yeah, that momentum of the rain itself can actually bring down those gusty winds. And so when you have saturated grounds and gusty winds, that means trees come down and then power line issues as well.
That could be a problem too that we'll be dealing with. The other aspect of this is we know it's a strong system and going to bring a lot of rain with it, but it's got a little bit of an extra tropical connection that we can see here on this sort of animation of atmospheric water content. There's the west coast of the United States, and here's the tropics, Mark. And this is where all the juice is in the tropics. But you see these little filaments here? Atmospheric rivers. And these storms, these next couple of days, are going to pull some of the tropics, the moisture out of the tropics that way.
And those tendrils is what we have to analyze here to be able to find out where the deepest tropical moisture is going to set up, and thus where the flood threat and really all the impacts will set up as well.
That's exactly right. And so this is already going to have a lot of energy with it, this storm, but it's going to have a little bit of extra energy. And we can show that to you on the globe. This is going to be really cool, because this is kind of an overall big picture view of what's going to happen with this system as it moves towards California and brings the tropical moisture your way.
Yeah, I mean, this atmospheric river, this Pineapple Express, it's right in front of us here. There's so much moisture down near the tropics, and it's going to be brought up to the north.
Yeah, and this is cool. It's in a really thin tongue, a little filament of tropical moisture, and these account for a lot of the moisture transport that we typically see, these little thin wedges, they're called, again, atmospheric rivers. And this is going to be one of those instances where it's going to be tapping Hawaiian moisture, and it's going to bring it all the way to California.
So that Pineapple Express is on the screen. You can see that it reaches California, and we can actually use our models to kind of marry that view to where we're going to see the heaviest rain.
Right, good point. Let's time it out now with our forecast of the radar. This modeling that we're doing here is suggesting that we are going to have a line of showers and thunderstorms roll through tomorrow, parts of California. And you know what? So some of these thunderstorms in here could produce some significant winds.
And that's the morning commute time, and it's right over San Francisco Bay. That is going to be a bad morning.
It's going to be tough in the morning, and then it's going to kind of linger on for a while. So there's a lot of moisture even behind this. So we're going to have to deal with kind of a showery, unstable air mass that's going to continue to work its way in. And look, a lot of mountain snow, perhaps as much as 4 feet, we think, in some places.
And there's certainly a lot of pluses to this storm coming in. The drought has been there, but when you get this much rain over that now concrete-like dirt, we could see a lot of flash flooding and that water just running off and back into the bay or the ocean.
That's exactly right. When the soil is so dry like it is right now, and the type of soil that they have out there, it is not really conducive to absorption. A lot of it is going to run off, unfortunately, and lead to flooding and, as you said, mudslides as well.
So hopefully we get some of that beneficial rain to stick, but Nick, there is that risk that we're going to be covering over the next couple days as well.
Oh boy, let's hope so. At least we make at least a dent. All right, the problems associated with the nor'easter now in places like New York City. Let's take a look.
Here at the Staten Island Ferry Terminal, we've got some puddles out here. Not surprising, we've had as much as 2 inches of rain at all 3 airports, and wind gusts up to 47 miles an hour at JFK, along with hundreds of flight delays and flight cancellations, primarily at LaGuardia and Newark International Airport. Down the Jersey Shore this morning, some coastal flooding, nothing major, minor to moderate, some beach erosion reports, roads underwater at time of high tide because of the heavy lashing rain. Manasquan and Monmouth County had 2.6 inches of rain. Barnegat Bay gusted to 56 miles an hour. So it's been a rainy, chilly, typical nor'easter kind of day here in the tri-state area. The bulk of the rain will move on out through the afternoon and evening hours. Then we'll be on the backside. The winds will come around to the north and west. Temperatures in the clouds will drop slowly down below freezing tonight and tomorrow. So whatever falls will be rain showers going over to snow showers as we get into Wednesday and Wednesday night. By Friday, as the slow-moving system moves out, we'll get some sunshine. The weekend right now looks perfect if you're coming to New York City for some holiday shopping. Temperatures mid-40s and lots of sunshine. I'm Weather Channel meteorologist Mike Seidel at the Staten Island Ferry in New York.
Oh, living for the weekend. One more thing to tell you about tonight, coming up after Local on the 8s.
Currently in our area, 58 degrees under clear skies. Tonight, mostly clear, low 49. Winds northwest, 10 to 20 miles per hour. Wednesday, a mainly sunny sky. High 67. Winds northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Wednesday night, clear skies. Low 46. Winds northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
It's been a tough day here around the Northeast, but it's getting better in most areas, including New York, Philadelphia, on up toward New Haven, Hartford, Providence, and Boston. Heavy rain now beginning to diminish here around the Boston area, and that's good news, but it's still going to be with you even into tomorrow, off and on. So heavy up into Maine, and we're going to see wind-driven rain along with that. The current wind gusts, about 29 miles per hour here around Hartford, 30 miles per hour in Boston. After we hit 40 and above today out toward Cape Cod, it's calmed down quite a bit from that 61 mile per hour wind gust that we saw earlier. Still a lot of rain left to fall, 2 to 3 inches in many locations around portions of Maine and upstate New York, 3 to 5 inches in the northernmost section, so there still could be some flooding. And of course, inland areas going to see snow, plenty of that west of the 32-degree line. We're talking about upstate New York on into Vermont, New Hampshire, and back toward western New York as well. Secrets of the Earth now.
We have uncovered a remarkable planet, a world of extreme weather, alien landscapes, and bizarre phenomena. It's the most complex system we know of in the universe. That planet is Earth, and we are only beginning to unlock its secrets. They may have delivered life to Earth, but now have the power to destroy it. They've injured people, flattened forests, and once killed most living things on the planet.
This is far more than all of the world's arsenal of nuclear weapons put in one place at one time. And
their wrath is far from over. Some of the cosmic intruders aren't even extraterrestrial. There's over 1,000 tons of man-made space junk that could spell doom to a city.
It's not a question of if, it's a question of when we get hit.
The menacing objects that fall from space. Mount Lemmon Observatory, Tucson, Arizona, December 31st, 2013, 11:18 p.m. Astronomers have no idea that the new year would begin with a literal bang. A suspicious object is observed, streaking across the equatorial constellation of Orion. The space intruder is only 300,000 miles away and screaming towards Earth.
It was briefly observed for only about 70 minutes. 7 measurements were obtained, which is the bare minimum, really, to get a decent orbit solution.
The sparse information is sent to a member of a CSI-like team of asteroid hunters at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, California.
All we know is what the telescopes can see, which is very little information about how far away it is along the line of sight and how it's moving towards us or away from us. So we statistically explored the range of possible orbits where this could be.
Astronomers determine it's an asteroid moving at 7.5 miles per second. They estimate it will crash land somewhere on Earth. But the question is, where and when?
It's going to hit the Earth somewhere on this long strip across the Africa, Atlantic, and South America. I found that the range of possible impact times was several hours long, possibly already in the past or possibly sometime in the next several hours.
Almost 24 hours pass and still no sign of the asteroid. So scientists turn to a clandestine piece of technology. A global network of infrasound monitoring stations used by the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty Organization.
The array of infrasound detectors that we have spread around the planet are essentially just very sensitive microphones for measuring very low frequency sounds that are produced by explosive events in the atmosphere. These were put up obviously for detecting the detonation of nuclear explosives, so we can keep an eye on our neighbors, so to speak. But also asteroid impacts as well.
The infrasound specialists immediately went to their data, and I was contacted by some of these specialists and asked what I knew and where I thought it had hit, and they told me where they thought the event had occurred, and I put them all together, and they had matched perfectly.
The rogue space rock triggers weak acoustic detections at 3 infrasound stations. Scientists pinpoint where the 3 infrasound waves intersect, and the secret is revealed. On January 1st, 2014, at 11:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, an asteroid the size of a small car smacked into the Earth's atmosphere and exploded above the Atlantic Ocean, 1,900 miles east of Caracas, Venezuela.
The intersection occurred right on top of the track where I predicted it should have landed, and so we were all confident that this was a consistent detection.
There's no loss of life on the planet because the energy and debris from the impact disperses over the ocean. But planet Earth may not be so lucky the next time. The infrasound detectors expose another shocking secret. Between 2000 and 2013, there were 26 explosions on Earth due to asteroid impacts, up to 65 feet in diameter, and with a destructive force of 1 to 600,000 tons of TNT. Most of the recent impacts occurred over oceans, since 71% of the planet's surface is covered with water. But that's not to say they couldn't happen over a populated city in the future.
We don't necessarily always see these objects telescopically, and this infrasound data are the perfect gap filler for us and giving us information on the small end of the asteroid impactor population. And when you look at those data, it turns out that we're being hit by these small things a lot more often than we maybe originally thought.
Asteroids are small bodies made up of mostly rock and metal that hold secrets to the Earth's past. Approximately 4.5 billion years ago, the planet's solar system looked like a cosmic shooting gallery as celestial rocks collided and coalesced to form planets. The billions upon billions of rocks that didn't get pulled in to form planets became wayward debris called asteroids.
While most of the cloud of gas and dust that collapsed to form our solar system went into making the sun and the planets, there was a little bit left over that didn't get swept up. And this is what is thought to have formed the asteroids.
Asteroids, as well as their icier cousins, the comets, may have supplied Earth with water. They may have even given life a shuttle ride to the planet.
Impacts on the early Earth may have been what brought life to the planet. They may have brought the volatiles needed, such as water. They may have delivered the precursor biological ingredients that are needed to create life. We have identified these in multiple meteorites.
It's kind of ironic that the very process that gave rise to the birth of the Earth and even may have brought the kinds of ingredients that we need for life to exist on Earth is the same process that could spell our doom.
Comets reside mostly in the frigid outer reaches of the solar system. On their orbital journeys around the sun, few of these fragile, icy bodies make their way through near-Earth space. But asteroids are a different story. Most now orbit in the asteroid belt located between the planets Mars and Jupiter. However, there are literally hundreds of millions of objects whose orbital path can come dangerously close to Earth. They're called near-Earth objects, or NEOs. A slight gravitational deviation in orbit when passing by a large planet like Jupiter can send them like a slingshot towards Earth. Large asteroids can strike the ground with colossal energy. Smaller ones rarely make it that far. They typically vaporize when hitting the planet's dense atmosphere. These types of impacts are called air bursts, and some can pack the energy of multiple nuclear bombs.
When a smaller object explodes in Earth's atmosphere, it hits the atmosphere with such a great speed, 40,000 miles an hour or so, that it feels like a brick wall, and so it can indeed explode. That produces a shock wave that won't make a crater, but it makes widespread damage nonetheless.
In 2013, Earth experiences just how destructive a real cosmic airburst can be to a modern city and human life.
Wild Weather at 8 continues after the break.
This program brought to you by Pfizer.
My name's Louie, and I quit smoking with Chantix. I had tried to do in the past. I hadn't been successful. Quitting smoking this time was different because I got a prescription for Chantix.
Along with support, Chantix Varenicline is proven to help people quit smoking.
The fact that it reduced the urge to smoke helped me get that confidence that I could do it.
Some people had changes in behavior, thinking or mood, hostility, agitation, depressed mood, and suicidal thoughts or actions while taking or after stopping Chantix. Some people had seizures while taking Chantix. If you have any of these, stop Chantix and call your doctor right away. Tell your doctor about any history of mental health health problems, which could get worse while taking Chantix, or history of seizures. Don't take Chantix if you've had a serious allergic or skin reaction to it. If you develop these, stop Chantix and see your doctor right away, as some can be life-threatening. Tell your doctor if you have a history of heart or blood vessel problems or develop new or worse symptoms. Get medical help right away if you have symptoms of a heart attack or stroke. Decrease alcohol use while taking Chantix. Use caution when driving or operating machinery. Common side effects include nausea, trouble sleeping, and unusual dreams.
I love myself as a non-smoker.
Ask your doctor if Chantix is right for you.
I am never getting married. Never. Guaranteed.
You picked a beautiful ring.
Thank you. We're never having kids.
Come over here.
We are never moving to the suburbs. We are never getting one of those. We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, State Farm is there.
If you're taking multiple medications, does your mouth often feel dry? A dry mouth can be a side effect of many medications, but it can also lead to tooth decay and bad breath. That's why there's Biotene. Available as an oral rinse, toothpaste, spray, or gel, Biotene can provide soothing relief, and it helps keep your mouth healthy, too. Remember, while your medication is doing you good, a dry mouth isn't. Biotene, for people who suffer from a dry mouth.
The clock is ticking, so let's grab the list and go to town. You don't need a lot of this to make someone feel like that, especially if you give them one of these. Holiday to-dos? Let's get them done today at the one place that can help us bring it all home. That's How to Holiday. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Right now, save $50 on this Husky Mechanics tool set. Guaranteed forever.
The Weather Channel unearths the investigations, the mysteries.
Nobody was flying the plane.
Why planes crash. Mondays at 9, here on the Weather Channel.
You're watching Wild Weather at 8.
Billions upon billions of asteroids, the wayward debris from the creation of Earth's solar system, now orbit in a belt between Jupiter and Mars. But Earth is still far from safe from their wrath. Occasionally, they're gravitationally nudged out of their orbital path and can head on a collision course with the planet. And these cosmic rocks don't even need to touch the ground to ignite a catastrophe. They can explode in the Earth's atmosphere as an airburst.
To demonstrate the power and energy of an airburst, I'm going to do a simple homemade experiment. It's called an air cannon. Basically, it's just a plastic garbage can with a hole at one end and a diaphragm made of plastic at the other end. To see the air more clearly, let's fill the garbage can with smoke. Now, if I hit the diaphragm, it'll push a pulse of air through this hole toward this Toy City wall that we've constructed. And if I aim it correctly, it should knock it down. There we go. Ooh, there we go. Look at that. One by one, the pillars of the wall are coming down. Look at that. That city, that Toy City is going down. And it's just because of pulses of air. Now imagine if this were a real asteroid pummeling towards Earth at 40 or 50,000 miles an hour, sending a supersonic shockwave toward a city. That would cause walls and roofs to crumble. It would shatter windows. It would cause a lot of destruction in a city.
Earth experienced what a real meteor air blast can do to a modern city. February 15th, 2013, Chelyabinsk, Russia. Residents catch sight of a blinding fireball roaring across the sky at supersonic speeds.
Chelyabinsk came at us from the direction of the sun in the daylight, and so the ground-based optical telescopes couldn't see it.
That was a complete shock to everyone. No one saw it coming. It hadn't been observed. That meteor was huge.
The 10,000-ton asteroid, the length of a school bus, strikes the Earth's atmosphere, producing an explosive glow 30 times brighter than the sun.
That huge mass of compressed air in front of the asteroid continued on even after the asteroid itself exploded. And it was basically the shock wave that impacted the ground about 2 minutes and 23 seconds later.
The shock wave packs the energy of nearly 500,000 tons of TNT. It damages thousands of buildings and injures more than 1,500 people.
People standing near the windows looking up to see what had just happened in the sky. Those windows were shattered and people were cut from the flying glass.
Some people were knocked to the floor. The bright light of the flash actually led to temporary blindness in people's eyes. So it was a very destructive thing.
The air blast was detected by 17 infrasound stations, the largest sound waves ever recorded by the watchdog system of the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty Organization.
The Chelyabinsk event is a perfect demonstration of the utility of this infrasound array in not only pinpointing exactly where the object came in, telling us the exact energy. It was heard by dozens of the microphones in this particular array, and in particular, we could actually hear the sound from that event travel around the world 2 or 3 times.
The Chelyabinsk event was the largest known cosmic impact to affect humans. But it isn't the first time Russia was struck by an asteroid in modern times. June 30th, 1908, Siberia, Russia. A space rock, the width of a football field, explodes with nuclear-like intensity above the Tunguska forest. It sends a shock wave of searing heat and energy, barreling across the remote countryside. It levels more than 80 million trees for over 800 square miles. Fortunately, no one is killed or injured because the impact occurs over a remote area.
Tunguska was probably about 4 or 5 or 6 times more energetic than Chelyabinsk. If Tunguska had occurred today where Chelyabinsk occurred, I guarantee you that there would have been fatalities, so the damage would have been very much more significant.
No pieces of the Tunguska meteorite have ever been found. However, over 100 chunks of the Chelyabinsk meteorite are recovered, including a 1/2 ton, 60-foot wide boulder that blasted through a frozen lake.
It crashed through the ice and was recovered from the bottom of a lake. That meteorite is about 1,200 pounds, and it was so heavy that when they dragged it up to the shore and tried to weigh it, it actually broke the scale and